We should be good now. Okay. So I would hit left alt.
Yeah.
So my first perk on Diva is Call Mech's damage radius is increased by 50%.
Yeah.
Ejectin grants 75 health. So I would go.
The left one I was really scared of when we first designed it, but it's not increasing the lethal damage range. So imagine how, you know how like a fair rocket has like damage fall off?
Yeah.
So it's like adding this extra area where there is some damage.
Okay.
And so like, it's not gonna kill at a larger rate.
So if I'm like,
it will do some damage.
Like here maybe?
Yeah, probably. That'll probably hit Tracer a little bit.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like a ton of damage, but it adds damage. Okay, that's not bad.
In a bigger area.
But these are meant to be, the first perks are meant to be a little bit like...
Exactly. They're not a huge deal.
Exactly.
Personally, I think the 75 health one on eject is really strong, but you know.
And then now we have...
Heavy rockets or
Convert 150 health to shields. Defense matrix restores shields based... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then micro missiles are swapped for heavy rockets, which... See, I feel like I'd go heavy rockets.
Nothing gets past me.
Yeah,
right?
Heavy rockets are a little slower, I think, but they do more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, heavy rockets are nice. I actually remember heavy rockets in one of the modes before. I keep hitting my... I use slash, and on these modes, it never lets me do that. So like you could do... So it's slower, but like sometimes slower can also be more accurate too on that one if you do it. That's really cool.
Yeah. And of course, this is the kind of stuff we'll tune, you know, if... Like, we've been testing this stuff for a long time, but like... When it gets out there, we actually have dashboards set up to look at how these affect win rates. So
okay, so you'll be able to see.
Yeah, we'll be able to see if this one, you know, adds too much, you know, then we will just pick up the.
So every single hero has these perks, right? So we start with this 1-2. Hit an enemy with the rocket punch reloads all ammo. Oh, that will be really good because I don't hit any of my shots to begin with, so having extra ammo to miss is good.
Yeah, you should be able to miss those too.
Yep. And then survival of the fittest, the best offensive. Grants 25 overhealth from eliminations, and its max overhealth is 50.
So that's his passive overhealth. Just more, it's more tank, basically.
Yeah. I feel like 1-2 is probably the play. So what do I do again? Just...
Yeah, basically, you could spend all your ammo and then hit it with a punch.
Okay, so I just like spend all my ammo, then right-click. Oh, I get all my ammo back.
Yeah, you get your ammo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then the other perk, then this is the more major one, is hitting 3 or more enemies with seismic slam and powers rocket punch. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wow.
It's strong.
I was gonna say because hitting 3 or more enemies, especially in Overwatch, in some ranks where people stack more.
Yep. But the next one is I think the next one is the high MMR one.
Power matrix. Power block absorbs projectiles for the first second of its duration.
So this means you can like absorb sleep dart.
Yeah. Okay. So you can avoid CC.
Yeah.
So you would definitely go with this one, and then I just no way to show it right now. I'll get into a server. Yeah. So if I like use my block, it would like literally block the first. Oh, of course I do it when.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? So if I do this. Oh, okay. So it absorbs the first, and it still gives you the charge.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so hazard. I'm looking through all the interactions right now. How do you level up? I imagine it's just through. It looks like damage. So look on the bottom left. You can see the bar going up. See? See on the bottom. You see the bar. I'm gonna go grab these things. I'm looking at all the perks. So I'm going through the tanks. I'm just going in order. So the first perk on hazard is off the top. Violent leap slash deals 30% more damage to enemies above 250 HP. That's cool. And reconstruction, jagged wall hits charge spiked with 25 energy up to 50 extra. I feel like I go with this one, right? Just a little extra damage on that one. Actually, no, that's kind of inconsistent. But I love that choice. That's the part that's really cool about it. And then the next one is Spike Guard. Spike Guard spikes gain 25% lifesteal. And then Deep Leap, Violent Leap's range is increased by 20%. Ooh, I would go with Lifesteal, right? Because your right click, your Spike Guard is this, right? So technically, and thanks for all the love, everybody, all the subs, all the bits, everything I missed. I apologize if I missed anything, chat. Y'all have been super awesome. So if I'm correct, if I take a little bit of damage, and then I right click the next set of shots, I'll get up. Look at, I heal up. Yep. It's Lifesteal on your right click. See? All right. Like I said, how perks work when switching heroes. Next time someone's here, I'll ask them. Or I can just like do it myself by just switching heroes. Okay, so you have Rend and Recall. Recall and Jagged Blade from a struck target refreshes its wound. I like that already. And then Battle Shout. Command and Shout fully reload Scatter Gun and increase allied reload speed by 50%. Oh. Ooh. Dude, they're actually giving me a choice here. Because like the Jagged Blade's good for like small damage, but I feel like Battle Shout's better for just like your teammates, right? Because like they could just better for your team. Yeah. That would make sense. But like I can see where like one of them is a teamwork based one, and one of them is like I don't want to deal with my teammates. Let me use that perk. One thing I do like, by the way, and so far, once again, there's 44 heroes, 43 heroes, etc. you know, some of them are gonna. One concern I had is there gonna be like one obvious one? So far, you know, some of them might have that, but so far I've had choices, which I like. Like I actually can make a decision rather than just like, that's the one. Okay. Deep wound scattergun hits extend your wound duration of those enemies by 0.25, which is 0.25 would be lifesteal also. No, scattergun. Oh wait, scattergun extends the duration. Oh, your left click. And then Carnage's impact damage gains 100% lifesteal. These are both good. So deep wounds you'd be doing for like more like medium range gameplay, and then close range you would do that. That's really, really cool. So like, let me try this. So I have deep wounds on the perk, which you can see in bottom there. And I think if I hit F1, okay, so if you hit F1, it does show you what perks you've picked, by the way. I don't know what the webcam's at. Okay, we're good. See that? It actually shows you. See? You can see like what ones you have. And then, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of extra damage here. And then I think if I'm correct, if I carnage them, I'm gonna get a lot of HP back. It's gonna be whatever the damage is. Okay, ready? And then I'm gonna do the carnage. Yeah, you see that? You see my HP? The lifesteal? Like that one, if you're gonna be up close range playing very brawly, that would be amazing. Then the other one would be great. Okay, Mauga, which I'm sure everybody's excited to see all these, right? Right, chat? Right? Can the perks be changed? That I don't know. Let me remind me to try to change Mauga's perks after. Okay. Kinetic Bandolier. Overrun reloads up to 150 ammo while charging. And then 2 hearts. While on an objective, Mauga counts as 2 heroes. I'm sorry, what? While on an objective, Mauga counts as 2 heroes and regenerates 20 health. Did they design a C9 perk? They designed a C9 perk. They're like, you know what? Mauga's gonna. Oh man. So I'm just gonna test out the overrun one, because I feel like that's a little bit better to see. So bottom right, look at my ammo. See? Now I'm just gonna overrun. So watch this. Look at my ammo bottom right. So by the time I land, it was 150 ammo it gave me. So like that was pretty damn cool. Obviously, like they've been trying to put more power into the charge anyway, so it makes sense. Perks are going to be in comp, yes. Apparently that's what is being said, yep. And this starts season 15. And then, dude, you know what? I'm excited for it too, because we're going to play Stadium today also. Okay, next up we have Orisa. So Orisa's perks, let's grab the health packs. Oh, tier 2 Mauga. Sorry, I don't play, listen, I'll be real with y'all, chat. As a top 500 player, I had to play Mauga so much that I'm just like, you know what? We got our stuff done. I'll go tier 2 Mauga, don't worry. I got you. I'll take the other perk while I'm here, just the objective one, won't matter, but. And then Firewalker, Overrun ignites enemies hit. So you'll say, I don't know what the damage, we can test that. Critical hits grant Mauga 2 temporary overhealth on Cardiac Overdrive's next use, up to 100 overhealth. Yeah, so it's almost like they enable 2 different play styles. So you have like, you can be a tank one, which would be combat fuel, right? And then Firewalker would be Overrun if you want to be aggressive. So like, I'm just gonna do this to just show like, let me just kill these bots to like, and then I'm gonna just run through them with Overrun and see what it does. So there you go. So honestly, like if I'm gonna be real with you, I would probably not, I wouldn't use that one. I'd use the other one. The other one would be way better, just for like that. Are perks also complete? I think they will be. Yes. Like I said, once I have a dev in here, I can kind of confirm that stuff. So. Well, I think this makes the heroes just more like fun to play. And when you have that choice, I mean, like you probably hear them say the word choice and like, you know, hero fantasy and all that. Like you can kind of see it in real time with this. Okay, so heat. I'm not saying that word. Primary fire is dissipator, by the way. Primary fire critical hits refund heat, and then fortify briefly grants an additional 100 overhealth when activated. You know, I feel like the dissipator one. Let me see something. I just equipped another perk on accident, so whatever perk I got, that's what it is. Yeah, you can see it. So like if you're hitting headshots the whole time, you have way more uptime. Like look at my. We'll just put like Roadhog here. Probably a little bit less HP like than normal, but like watch my like the overheat. So you're telling me that if I can get somebody to stand still and have their monitor off and have the equivalence of a training range bot, I can hold that the whole time. And then the other one, by the way, is Charge Javelin. You can hold to charge energy. Javelin increases its speed and knockback. Pierces enemies at full. Also, if ads randomly go off at times, sorry. Enemies at full power, and then convert Javelin spin to instead launch a barrier. So, yep. And then, so you can hold it, and then it pierces.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty.
The protective barrier is also like pretty good in the right situation, right? Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, people have been asking about perks too. What happens if, like, once you lock in a perk, are you locked in?
You're locked in, and we thought that was pretty important, just so like the enemies understood what was happening throughout the match, and it wasn't like constantly shifting.
Oh, does the whole scoreboard show everybody's perks?
Yeah, it will. So if you like press interact
with this one,
like mouse wheel, you can like hover over.
I was gonna say because like not knowing what the images are. Okay, so you can hit the.
Yeah, and eventually you should just like learn these because. The way we did the icons, they, you can see even the charged javelin. It's kind of like the javelin, it's just like a little bit of accent on it, right?
That's
cool.
There's
little added elements to them,
Yeah, so we decided to look through. What we'll do after this, though, is what is your favorite hero perks?
I have a few. One of them is on Ramatra.
Really?
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, one of his majors. So yeah.
So I'll go through here. We're just going through and reading them. So this one is Void Surge. Void Accelerator periodically releases a burst of 6 additional projectiles during continuous fire.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then Prolonged Barrier, Void Barrier's duration is increased by 25%. Yeah, just for the sake of this, I'm going to go with this one. Here you go.
Just a little
bit longer.
Yeah, we think we might make that bigger eventually too.
That's what I was thinking too. Like
something that came in a little bit later.
That's okay.
Yeah, this one on the right here, actually really love Vengeful Vortex. So when you throw your Raven's Vortex and you can press E again to detonate it.
Oh.
And then it's like this is the way you actually hit a Pharah. Or the way you hit a Mercy.
You can pull them down too, it says. Okay.
And so the projectile will then explode and then shoot straight to the ground and then do the pillar.
So now we can revisit the Ramatra trailer from...
Yes. We're
good now.
Yeah, finally.
We're good.
Yeah.
So Ramatra's healed 50 per... I'm just going to do this one for fun. So you would throw the Vortex down and then you hit the button.
So throw it in the air.
Oh, in the air? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have like the cooldown timer.
No, you're good.
So I throw it like...
yeah.
Okay, I was going to throw it here. Can I throw it off a wall? Actually, no.
I just start in the air, and then press E again. Press E.
Oh, and that would bring it down, and that comes down. Oh, okay. That is cool.
So like you throw it up, you hit the Mercy or the Pharah, and then they get brought down.
No, that's really cool. Okay, I see why you like that. So you can throw it up in the air. So like, Pharah Mercy, throw it, and then it'll drop down, and then that is cool.
Yeah,
I love that. I can see why you like that one. That's awesome.
One of the ones I really love, actually, is
I'll let you choose.
on Baptiste.
On Bap, okay. We'll look at Bap.
So it's actually one of his minors.
Okay.
I just think it's really cool fantasy. So you're actually going to want to go over to the bots that are getting shot, like your guys that heal over there.
Yeah. And then, let me get to the perks.
So it's automated healing.
Okay. After placing amplification matrix, your shoulder turret periodically fires up to 12 shots at allies, each restoring 25 health. Oh, so the thing that you see on his...
Yeah, so I just think it's really cool because we took an element that was on his kit and now it's actually like being used in your 1P.
So if I window...
Really, so you probably want like window, if you window in front of you, it's better.
Okay,
right?
in front of me, okay, yeah.
Okay, so wait for the other one to come, get the low, and then like this comes up and it will just like auto shoot at allies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So technically, like you don't have to worry about your teammates as much. It allows you to be more aggressive.
Yes.
And then it heals your team.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
and then for the majors, I'll just look at BAP now while I'm here. Yeah, I'm at the Blizzard office. Yep. Assault Burst, Regenerative Burst grants 20% attack speed for 4 seconds, but no longer instantly heals. Okay.
It's a little bit of a trade-off there.
Yep. Yeah. And then Rocket Boots, while airborne from Exo Boots, use space to dash horizontally.
So yeah, you basically get 2 charges, right? So you charge up, and then you're in the air, and then you press space again.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go in the air.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh! Yeah, it's on its own cooldown, so it's not every time, but basically every 2 times.
I see that.
Or something.
So you go up in the air, and then you hit it again, and you can...
Yeah.
Oh, so you can have like really cool movement.
Yeah.
See, I'm loving this already. And now... Is there? I remember during the video, but like, is there plans to keep like looking at these, adding like more perks, or like, are you set on like?
Yeah. So the plan right now is at least looking like in the beginning we do want this to breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
We want to make sure
you
that
don't
see anything too knee jerky unless it's like wild, right? But then from season to season, look at the ones that maybe are overperforming, underperforming, are just not interesting.
Yeah.
And see if like we'll probably tune these, but then if any can't be tuned in a way that we think is viable, we might swap them out. Okay. But then we're looking at like around the middle of the year, August or so, maybe doing a bigger drop where it's like, hey, does 25 to 50% of the system just change in terms of like all the perks?
That's cool.
So from season to season, there'll be some changes, but then I think we want to do bigger drops where everyone gets changes at a certain point.
Okay, I do like that idea of that because I think sometimes people get concerned at once you put something in, that's it, and then so obviously,
we definitely want to like keep it pretty fresh. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, so I think people are asking about swapping heroes.
Oh yeah. What happens when you swap a hero?
Okay, so it's actually different in the trading range that's going to be like in your games because we want people to like be able to go back and forth between heroes. But when you swap heroes, you get set back to level 1. So you do have to gain your perks again, but during the game, the perk rate is actually going to accelerate. So there's some comeback mechanics there, and if you ever eliminate anyone that's above you, and like they have a minor perk and you don't, or they have a major perk and you're only a minor perk, then you're actually gonna get more experience towards perk progress for that elimination. So there are some comebacks there, but if you ever swap back to the hero you're playing, you'll be where you left off.
That's cool then.
That won't be in the training range because we wanted people to be able to like freely swap and try everything. But in your games, when you swap back to Reinhardt and you already got his major, then you can swap back. You'll have what you had.
Yeah, this is a niche one, but someone said if you join a game late, same concept.
Okay, yeah. So if you backfill, you will actually just get the lowest level of your team. So, but if your team's at their majors, you'll get your majors. Yeah.
Okay, so if you backfill and do like,
pretty late, you'll just get that.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, if you see anything there too, like have fun with it.
I just saw that one popping up a lot. So yeah.
As Genji mentioned, no, I'm finishing tanks now. So we're on Ryan, Crusader's Resolved. While using Barrier Field, your passive health regeneration triggers 50% sooner. Oh, so like, what is it at right now on tanks? Like,
it's at 7 seconds.
Okay,
right?
so that's pretty good actually. I like that. And then Fiery Uptake, Barriers Field is healed for 100% of Fire Strike damage dealt. I feel like I just like that for fun.
That one is probably a little bit more fun.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let me see here in a second. Like,
it's hard to get your barrier down in the.
We'll make it work. Watch this. Good enough. Okay, now I Fire Strike. And my shield's back up to full. So if I Fire Strike and then it was at 14. Yeah, wow, that's cool.
Like hitting multiple enemies, obviously, would be pretty good.
So you can. It allows for more shield pressure. You can get more aggressive. I love it. Shield Slam while Barrier Field is active. Use left click to damage and knock back enemies. Okay.
It's like a little shield bash, but smaller because it's, we don't want to go too far because it's his whole shield. So, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's like a smaller.
I'll have to check that in a second. And then Crush and Victory, charge damage grants temporary over health for 50% of the damage dealt. So gap closer is easier now.
Yeah.
I like that. But for the sake of it.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's really good because like if you're just getting pressured, you can just like knock them back, then get a hammer swing, Yeah,
it's like we're going to get aggressive with me. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. I'm loving this. Yeah, because Here we go on Hog. Scrap hook, chain hook hits reload. Chain hook hits reloads 2 ammo. Okay,
so if you're every time you've hooked someone in and you're like,
and then you reload.
To reload.
You hook him in to kill you. And then Pigpen's throw range is increased by 50%. Now, my opinion, I see this one. I see where this would eventually change because of how's that one? Pigpen, is it?
I mean, you toss it pretty far.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, I see.
So it's pretty good. Like someone's running away from you, or something like that. You can like throw it behind them.
Throw fastballs for fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so for the major perk, it's Invigorate, which is take a breather, rapidly increases Roadhog's movement speed by 30%. Hog Dragon Exposure, take a breather, also hears nearby allies. This one's a classic.
So we actually almost did the one on the right in his rework. And we found it to be a little bit unintentional in terms of like the way certain people played Hog. But now we think in perks, if you're
choosing that,
you're going to be someone that's going to want to use this quite a bit.
So how does this feel if I... Oh, wrong button. Okay, how does this feel if I'm just... Speedy Hog.
Yeah, he can get in a little bit, and it helps him chase down.
Do we have a dive Hog meta?
I don't know about dive Hog, but like, he can get around a little bit, Ooh,
on to Sigma. Actually,
I like these ones a lot.
I'm excited too because I'm doing a Sigma guide right now, so I'm excited.
These ones are good.
Okay, let's see what Sigma has. Here we go. Will the perks work with the 6v6 mode?
They will be in the 6v6.
They will be in the 6v6 mode, confirmed. Yes. Wow, that's cool. Okay. So for the minor perks, we have Kinetic Cycle, Absorbent Projectiles with Kinetic Grasp, also reduces the cooldown. I like that one. That's a good one. And then Massive Impact, Accretion, Knockdown duration increases to up to 3 seconds based on travel distance.
So you can, if you get like a pretty far-ranged E, you're just gonna knock them down for up to 3 seconds.
Wait, 3 seconds?
Yeah, if the max range. So if you can get one to line one up, it can be pretty good.
1, 2, 3. Holy crap. So now when I say yup rock, they're going to also be landed on the ground.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And then for the major perks, Hyper Strike, every 5 direct hits with Hyperspheres, your next successful quick melee levitates and knocks enemies away.
That one's pretty fun.
And then Levitation, activate and hold double jump to briefly levitate upward.
I think that one in particular is going to give him a lot of like viability on maps where he may seem a little difficult to use.
Let me see.
Yeah, you can't get all the way up to like this height, but if you look behind you, right, you can get up like to this
there.
height.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love.
This is a double jump.
I got the here. This is good enough.
Yeah.
I love the little sound of it,
too.
too.
There's no cooldown on it, so you
There's no cooldown, too, so you can just kind of...
You can kind of get around a little bit now, and it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, and I love the little sound.
Yeah, you can like just fly up and start attacking people, too.
Yeah, so I go like... Sorry, I'm just trying to do the double jump.
It's just like a... Yeah,
there you go.
Hold it, yeah.
That's cool. I like the idea of that. I think that's going to be fun to discover on what maps it's going to be really good at. A map I think of right away is like, sometimes people like to do the jump onto like Route 66, but if the cart isn't there, you can't make the jump.
It's also like really nice on like Gibraltar or something, just to reposition, you know?
Even get on top of the ship.
Yeah.
Because you get stuck there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's just little things like that. Where
Show
you
the
can
other one?
repositions.
I got you, Hawk. I can show the other one too.
So you just have to like, go back in, swap,
switch.
and
Yeah. I'm streaming the whole duration today, so I have plenty of... I'll look very quickly on you. The other one was... let me get the charge. And then it's going to take a random one, absorb and projectile one, and then the other one is every 5 you get the quick melee levitates and knocks enemies. So if I just do direct hits with these.
So you get this little counter here, right? And once that's up, you'll see that your melee is now active.
Okay, and then I melee.
And then if you melee someone... So this will be a tank, so do a little bit less knockback, right?
Oh, okay, so...
Well, those guys will
I'll switch heroes.
Yeah.
Reaper. So then I have the melee. You can see at bottom there, and it says 1. So if I do... Holy crap, so you float away.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is, okay, I see why you like that too. So can you stack those up, or is it just stuck at 1?
You're going to have one charge at a time. Yeah.
I love that though. It's so cool. Dude, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, see, I mean, a lot of times you are going to use it on the tank just because sometimes you're brawling with them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But, like, just if they're in your face or something, it allows you to push back.
That's really, really cool. And I see people putting other like requests in general for the heroes. We'll go back and look at stuff later and stuff. I'm going to be, like I said, doing this the whole time. Thanks to everybody too, by the way. Okay, here we go. Do this. Winston. Tesla cannon deals 30% more damage to deployable objects. Thank you.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not going to complain.
It's a little situational, but like it helps him. Yeah.
I mean, the situation is that anytime I'm in a game, no one shoots turrets, so that's perfect for me. And then heavy landing during primal range, jump packs, damage, and area increase by up to 75% while airborne. Ooh.
Yeah, so you can do like some bigger jumps, but like a lot of times, even if you're doing smaller jumps, you're still just going to get a bonus from it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love hearing flats there. That's cool. I like that though. That's awesome. So you would just basically...
So you see this little bar to your right?
Yeah, I want to see it now.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So I could... Winston players will like that. And then Chain Lightning, fully charged secondary fire hits up to 2 additional targets. Okay.
Yep.
And then Barrier Projector heals allies within it for 30 health per second. The whole time?
Yes.
Oh, that's...
Yeah,
so I can play support.
So that one we're definitely gonna keep an eye on in terms of its balance. But yeah,
I'm just curious now.
Drop down your barrier, you're gonna heal
so if I just drop a barrier, okay, this is perfect. The bots are pretty low. If I drop the barrier, oh my!
That's pretty good.
The Winston bubble literally is healing.
Gonna have to destroy that one.
Oh my! And then we'll look at the other stuff in a bit. On that one, the Chain Lightning, Wrecking Ball. That is cool. So you can play support Winston now. They're like, what are you doing, Winston? I'm a support Winston. Okay. Also, random ad time is going to pop up, chat. Welcome to Twitch. Steamroller, roll impacts, deal 100% more damage to tanks. Okay. And then Pack Rat, health packs. Oh, I mean, you would go Pack Rat.
Pack Rat's pretty good.
Pack Rat's just for, in general, Wrecking Ball players will love that. And then Hang Time, Pile Driver winds up longer, gain an air control and dealing up to 50% more damage.
I like that one a lot. It's pretty fun. You get a little mobility like while you're winding up, and you kind of like position differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that out. And then transfer efficiency, reactivate an adaptive shield reduces its cooldown by 1.5 seconds per ally affected, and ally health gained is increased by 33%. So very much that defensive, your teammates know you exist perk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, I think transfer efficiency in particular, like, it's one of the things in is, you know, we did like a small update for Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
And we just want to see like, okay, how much can we push that to where it's really utilized, right?
Oh, so that's like, but there's more damage, right?
With the wind up there, but you can actually move during that.
Wait, I can?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't even understand that. Let me just do this. Oh, so you can kind of like preset it up and then,
exactly.
and then I like that.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you'll hit the ground and you go, yep, that was that.
And there's a little bit more wind up time, but that was kind of important so the enemies could like understand where you're going. You know?
Yeah.
But now you have the mobility.
Yeah,
so
I like
it's pretty
that.
Good. Yeah, it's good trade.
Also more time for Summer to hack.
Yeah. Trying to think of which ones like which Summer.
Oh yeah, if there's any you love, absolutely. I was just just going through in the meantime. Zarya. Zarya's gonna be an interesting one because Zarya has such like a good like kit that it's hard to.
Yeah, so some of the kits are more difficult, but she gets, we're
Jump
leaning
up.
into things like that where you get a little bit on your right click.
Ooh,
Now you
I
can
like
do
that.
a lot more on your right click.
Yeah,
right?
75%, and then
Yeah.
Graviton Crush, Graviton Surge deals up to 30% of enemy max health as damage over time.
It's really, so it just makes it mainly more effective against tanks in particular.
Which is good, yeah. So I'm just gonna do this because, oh my. See, I do this all the time with Zarya. This is,
You have mobility.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. And this is a minor perk for that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's minor perk. You get that when you first get it.
there's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Chat's got going
Oh,
on
they're
on
loving
that
it.
one, yeah.
Energy Lance, projectile cannon beam pierces enemies while over 50 energy. Wait, so I can do damage through multiple people?
Yes.
Okay.
I like Spotter a lot though. Spotter's really fun because you throw this on like Genji or somebody.
Okay.
And it's like they get movement speed and their health.
I think I've seen like a version of this before.
The health
Yeah.
regen's gonna activate, so that one's really fun.
Yeah,
too,
so that-
in
so-
the right composition, obviously.
That's cool. So yeah, so basically to summarize what that is, it does projected barrier activates ally health, regeneration, and increases their movement speed by 15%. So yeah, you would use that on like your teammates or that.
That one's a little harder to show. Like,
Yeah.
in
This one's harder to show
environment.
too because I can't get energy, but once you get 50, you can pierce.
You can try to go to the guys.
Yeah, I've done that before. It doesn't work that well. All right, on to DPS now. We have Ashe to start. And like I said, if you remember any ones you really love,
Yeah,
I
go back
can-
to the cast real quick.
Got you.
Just go back to the roster.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
trying to think ones that are like super stand out.
I got you.
Oh, I really love Soldiers Perks. So he's a really cool one.
I'm loving to hear that because
Yeah.
Soldier feels like Soldier's been one of those heroes that's fallen behind.
His majors are really great. I think.
That's
so
awesome.
Take a look at those.
Okay, let's see this. You can get more energy. Oh, from the rocket bots. Okay, we can test that later. Recycle. What is that a word? Recycled pulse munitions. Helix rocket reloads 15 ammo if they damage an enemy. Okay, I like that. And then biotic field's healing is increased by 100% on critical health allies. See, that one's interesting because once they get above critical, then it's...
Yeah, so it's really just like in a clutch.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like this one's like the safe pick. And then for the major perks, you have agility training. Sprint speed is increased by 20%, and reload can be performed while sprint is active. So you can...
It gets a lot of flanking
More uptime,
potential.
yep.
You know, it's really good.
And then-
This one I like a lot.
And then stim pack is biotic field can be used as a stim pack, increase in attack speed and reload speed by 30 seconds while being unhealable for 4 seconds.
So you kind of like antis himself,
But you get
then you get to shoot really fast.
Okay, so you're...
So what happens now? It's not just your E. You still have the biotic field as an option.
I love that.
So
I was thinking...
you right click and use a stim pack
So,
instead.
so Chad, just to show here, when you hit the button, so this is going to be where I would heal, it gives you the option. You can see it on my screen,
Yeah.
biotic field and stim pack. So I'm going to stim pack. I'm going to shoot randomly just to... Yeah, it's way faster on that.
Yeah, and it works in the ult too.
It works with the ult?
Yeah.
Oh, so you stim pack before the ult.
Yeah.
I love that. So you would just basically... Let me just... You basically put the stim... You pop the ultimate. You can put this down too if you want to. But then it's just like... Oh, yeah. So you're getting a way more effective ultimate too.
Yes, your ultimate gets really effective.
Yep.
But you are unhealable, right? So there's like some danger there
Yep.
in particular, but it's quite strong.
I mean, honestly, every time you pop Soldier ult anyway, you fall over, so it's like, you don't need heals, you just... Yes. That's great.
Let's go to Torb. No, we saw Torb in the video already, right?
I think so.
I mean, Hanzo.
Okay, Hanzo.
Yeah. So he actually has some minor perks.
That's
that I
actually a
think are
good
really
question.
What's that?
Can a Kiriko cleanse the purple on your own Soldier?
You can cleanse it right now, but still something we're discussing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as of now, Kiriko can cleanse the anti?
As of today, which
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's going to be that way next week. So,
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Hanzo has some great ones. I'm going to get the canister over there.
Oh, okay, I got you. Actually, let me try to... Yeah, sorry, I was looking at somebody talking.
You're good.
Getting rolled by ads. Okay, Sonic Disruption. Sonic Arrow hacks nearby health packs for 12 seconds. I like that. And then Scatter Arrows. Oh, yeah. Storm. So you basically just Scatter Arrow.
Yeah, and Scatter is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
There you go. So you
it's back as one of the minor perks for him.
There you go. You just have Scatter Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for the majors, you have Dragon Fury, which is after hitting an enemy with primary fire, gain 25% attack speed for 1 second.
So this is where if you're like chaining primaries,
Yeah,
you kind
yeah.
of just keep this. It has like a nice little.
So you just keep going like, yeah, you would keep
just
doing that.
it.
Yeah. How Yamagami?
Yeah, Yamagami.
Yamagami, okay.
Yeah.
Technique, wall climb accelerates your lunge cooldown by 250%.
So you can do some like if you like just like you lunge into the wall, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you climb all the way up.
Okay.
And then you kind of like almost have it when you get off.
Oh, so basically if you jump to a wall to kind of like do this.
And you'll get your dash back.
Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Yeah, welcome to that. Bash is interesting because like I don't get to see a lot of Bastion in top 500, but like a good Bastion player can be like really good. So it's Smart Bomb. A A36 tactical grenade self knockback is increased by 25% and no longer damages you. And which I guess that's cool. Yeah. And then armored artillery configuration artillery grants 300 temporary overhealth. I mean, that's probably good just to survive during that. And then Lindholm explosives. Configuration assault weapon slowly fires explosive shells instead of a rotary cannon.
So that one, it can be really good because it's like AoE damage. It's actually high impact. But if you're facing like, air characters that fly, it can be a lot more difficult. So you have to like use it against the right competition.
Yeah, this feels like a lot of this feels like old Bastion 2 with the self repair where you have the.
Yeah. I like Lindholm a lot. This is one of my favorite ones just because it has like really good impact. So you got all your overhealth there for that.
Oh, that's cool. I see that. I was just seeing how that looked. Yeah. I'm just trying to look at some stuff.
And it actually you can't like pop and then just throw them as fast as possible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like the old Bastion, it feels like. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that one's fun.
That adds a different dynamic to it. I love that.
Honestly, you can just keep going through.
That's fine. Yeah. That's why I decided to do that, because I know there's so many. I basically have 80 plus choices right now, so it's like
it's like go through all.
It's even more than that, actually. Yeah. Okay.
It's like 160.
Yeah, because you have the multiple perks. I can only grab this. I keep forgetting to grab this. Yeah, I'm going through everything to show Freya. We'll have plenty of time for that. Don't worry. And then all rapid fire unscoped shots gain 30% increased attack speed, but deal 15% less damage. So is that so
it's just your unscoped. It's just your hip fire, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you would just okay, that makes sense. And then Sidewinder Coach Gun pushes Ash and enemies 20% farther. Yep, that's 20%.
It is.
Yeah, 100%. Viper Sting, hitting 2 consecutive scope shots on a target deals 25% extra damage and reloads 2 ammo.
So if you're hitting all your shots, like that one can be very, very
they'll fall over.
Yeah.
And then Air Burst has Dynamite has a 40% increased detonation radius, while Airborne and refunds 3 ammo when thrown. Okay.
So big Dynamite.
Yeah.
Or like if I think one of the things that was important to us when we're making these is making sure there's an option, because for everyone. Because this one particular Viper Sting, like if you're not a player that can
hit all your shots, you're not going to like that as
much.
much.
You're not going to get a lot of value out of it. So the Airburst, the one there with the Dynamite's a little bit
Let me do it like a
easier
tank.
for you.
Stay out of my way.
Let's go like Roadhog. Roadhog's a classic here. So if I just do 1, 2, I can hear the extra damage.
And then your ammo actually like jumps up too.
Oh, so
if you actually look at the ammo counter, we did something kind of new here too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I was going to do that right
like
there.
when you get the reload, it will do like a little animation. It's like subtle, but it's nice.
We'll
see that?
Oh yeah, I see. It's like a
jumps up
hops.
little bit.
Yeah, jumps, so you know.
That's nice.
That's going to be really good for Ash players. I think Ash players are going to love that. Let's see what Cassidy has here.
Cassie has one of the most controversial perks.
Uh-oh.
Not in terms of power, in terms of use. We'll see what you think.
So quick draw. Fan the hammer shots are individually controlled and can crit for 50% more damage.
This is the one, yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting feeling. I would like to see how
I'll have to look at that. And then past noon, Deadeye refunds 30% ultimate charge if it fully expires. That's like, actually, that was early like Overwatch. That's what that was like, yeah.
So quick draw in particular, if you equip this, what we're going for here is like to really feel the gunslinger fantasy. So it is individual right clicks.
So I want to tap it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah.
But if you hit the crits, then you actually get more damage on it.
Holy crap. That's kind of cool, actually. I kind of like the idea of that.
Yeah.
So like just to
but
show
you can
people.
also like multiple targets too if you want. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's like
and just to show people, if I hold right click, this is what it does. If you choose that perk, see? So it's only one shot, but then you can now have the option to go like that.
Yeah, that's very fun.
Yeah. Gunslinging, this is major perks. Critical hits with primary fire reduce the cooldown of combat roll by 3 seconds. Okay, that's interesting. A lot more mobility there. And then Bang Bang, Cassidy throws a second flashbang that travels farther, but both flashbangs deal 30% damage. I love the animation on that.
Yeah, it's like double flashbang.
Yeah, watch this. You said, someone mentioned power creep. Hey, listen, I'm sure Alec is going to love not hearing Flats and I talk about Orisa Javelin for the 100th time, okay? At least now it's perks, okay? That's cool.
Yeah. It helps you if there's like a target just a little bit more further away. Gives them a little bit more range, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Wow, you're very good at that right click, though.
It's because I play high sense.
Good stuff.
I always found when I first played Overwatch, people would say that too, and it's because my sensitivity's so high. Echo.
I am always ready to learn.
Oh, there's gonna be some really good Cassidy players, and for people requesting heroes, I will go going through everything. Don't you worry. That's what I'm doing right now. I know it can be... Okay, so Echo. Friendly Imogen. Duplicate can also target allies. That's amazing. Enhanced duplication. During duplicate, your clone's first ultimate extends duplicate duration by 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's for those situations where you're like, you're right, you just got it, and then you don't get to go through it. Now it's like, okay.
So it's like, it has that choice. I think friendly is a
Friendly's
go-to.
really fun.
Friendly is great because that just gives you that option. Yeah, that's great. And then full salvo, sticky bomb fires 50% more projectiles, but all sticky bombs deal 15% less damage.
So more area effect, but less damage overall.
Okay. And then high beams, focus and beam eliminates, resets flight's cooldown. Ooh.
Yeah.
That gives you so much more like
I just feel
capability.
like it's a really nice thing because you feel encouraged to take more risks with her.
Yeah, to be aggressive.
Like, hey, if I get this,
Even
I can
more
just
so
fly out,
now, because Echo just got the damage buff recently, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, so if I do this, yep, my flight's back up. So basically, okay, yeah, that's gonna be, Echo players are gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yep. So do you keep talents on duplication? Okay, that's a good question.
So what we ended up doing was we were actually just going to clone the base hero. And part of the reason was we think it's when you clone someone, it's like if you had to pick perks, that's like too much. If you got their perks, it's just a lot to like mentally understand very quickly. So we just said, hey, just gonna copy the base hero.
That makes sense. I love that you have all these questions. Like that's what they have to think about during that process. Is like those little things that people are asking. Also, chat, you're probably seeing this hero right here, getting kind of confused with what's going on right now.
Yeah, this is Freya.
This is Freya. We'll be playing a bit Freya after, so I won't go too deep on Freya's kit. But we'll look at the stuff.
So her perks in particular are still in progress. By the way. These are not final. These probably won't make it in.
You know what? Then we'll skip.
No, but you can play her if you want a little bit. I don't know. Okay.
Wait. I feel like I played Freya before. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I remember this now. We'll look at Freya in a bit, just so you know. And Freya's not next season, the season after, so season 16, which would be like, I imagine like end of April or something. So, okay, Genji. We'll go back to Freya after. Don't worry. I just want to make sure I get these done because there's a lot to
Freya's
look
season
at.
16.
Yeah, season 16. So that'll be like I think like end of April, based off of the So for Genji, you have acrobatics, swift strike resets double jump. That's gonna be okay. And then Dragon's Thirst, Dragon Blade swings gains 30% lifesteal.
That's pretty. So it's interesting with ones that affect your ultimates. You know, ultimates don't happen all the time, obviously. So they have to be pretty strong to be worth it compared to something that's always going to be in your kit.
Yep.
But yeah, that's where we ended up. There.
I like that, you have that choice. Like and that seems to be the key here. Is you wanted to make sure the player has to. You want to make a decision. Obviously, there's going to be meta stuff, but like you want the player to at least have a decision that they have to. That's cool. Blade Twistin'. Swift Strike deals 25% additional damage over time when used shortly after an elimination. Okay, and you could probably combo that with your initial perk to have all that. And then Meditation. Regenerate 25 health per second while Deflect is active. This one's just easier to show during that, so like I can
take a little bit of damage.
Take a little bit of damage and deflect. So let's actually get low on HP for a second. I want to see something. I regen my HP. That's how much time I wasted. I was gonna do it like here. Okay, so I'm gonna deflect the next one and deflect.
And just gain a little bit.
Yeah,
really, you know,
and obviously
it can be really strong.
And if there's more happening too. Yeah, the rocket pods do a lot too. I just was doing quick on that one, so that's cool. Okay, anyway, aluminum frame, steel tart. I'm just making up words half the time. Steel traps. I don't know. I didn't make that up, but steel traps throw range is increased by 50%.
So him and Roadhog share one of those.
Okay, they can get a combo going. And then nitro boost during Riptire. Use left shift to gain a quick boost of speed. Doing so reduces Riptire's damage by 50%. So the trade-off is you can get it to a spot further away. But less damage.
I mean, it can definitely sneak up on people with that nitro boost.
I'll try that out and see how it is. And then frag cannon. Frag launcher's projectile speed is increased by 40%, but its max ammo is reduced by 1.
So this is really one of the things we want to do with perks, where we wanted to make sure like your hero doesn't get completely shut down by some tough matchups.
Yeah.
So like, hey, you might be able to hit a Pharah now a lot better than you did previously.
You just reload a little bit more.
Pretty fast projectiles.
All right, and then TikTok. This might be banned here soon, but concussive mine arms, 0.5 seconds after landing, increasing damage by 50%, explosive radius by 50%, and health by 200%.
Yeah. So you get a bigger explosion, so it can be good for mobility for yourself. Well, sometimes you just like set up on a door or something too.
Yeah.
What it doesn't do, it doesn't play into like the combo potential though.
Okay.
It's more of like you have to like actually arm it, right?
That makes sense. So it's like it takes a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll test this one just because the projectile speed. Oh yeah, so you can basically, so it's a lot. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now that.
So I think it's
consistent.
Yeah, a lot more consistent, and it feels like it's worth the trade-off of the 1 bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you can make it more like hit scanning.
Use the tire. Use the tire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, then I hit the button again.
And then you can create left shift.
Left shift. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I forgot about that. Holy crap! Holy.
So it gets that. It only happens once.
Yeah, I saw the
So
burst.
it gets that little burst of speed and like. Yeah. You're a little hard to control there too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, here we go. It's like, all right, I'm going in. All right, you want to get me? Want to get me? Oh, here we go. Okay, I see where that's
But
going.
then you're gonna do a little less damage, right? So
Yeah,
that is
that's the trade-off, but I can see some Junkrats. The good Junkrats are going to have fun with that one.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I already hit that button. Okay. So, chill and reach. Primary fire's range is increased by 30%. So, your follow... Oh, your primary fire, your left click. Yeah. I just took it on accident. I'll look at... What's the other perk say?
It's the wall has a longer duration.
Yeah, permafrost, so you have increased duration, and then... Okay, yeah, so this makes a better wall. And then bite and cold, secondary fire hits slow enemies by 15%. Secondary fire hits slow enemies by 15% for 1.5 seconds, stacking up to 30%.
So you can get up to 2 to get the 30%. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And then Cryo Storm, Cryo Freeze slows and deals
That one's
70
fun.
damage per second to nearby enemies.
That one's pretty fun. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that one then.
So you just like use your shift like by enemies. You can jump in. You can jump in. You know, slow
Yeah.
and deal damage.
Dude, that's a grab combo.
Yeah. There you go.
I get literally.
There you go. Yeah.
You have a new grab combo. Does it kill like bat lamp and stuff?
Yeah. It should.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the new grab combo. All right.
So like, are there any other like big questions about how the system works? that
Yeah,
you
of
have,
course. I
things
mean,
like that? Yeah.
Chad, if you have any questions on any of the anything, basically anything, ask in the chat. Alex paying attention. You know, it's all.
Do they reset on new king? So for control, they do not reset. But when you go on attack and defense, it will set back to 0 when you
Okay.
swap sides. And then in round 3, after like both teams have played attack and defense, you will actually just have max perk progress.
Oh.
We were trying to find like what would feel
yeah,
best, but like when you only
Yeah.
have a minute left, and like we try to accelerate, and it can be really difficult to like make that decision super quickly.
Yeah.
So it's just you're at max.
Yeah, and that's probably something that could evolve over time anyway.
Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. But
Yeah.
that's the current thing.
That's good. I'm glad you're like thinking of those things before just, you know, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so for Farah, drift thrusters, Farah can now move while barrage is active. Absolute classic. And then helix shields convert 75 health to shields. Ooh.
So you know if you don't have the mercy with you, it
Yeah.
just be kind of nice.
I like that. I feel like just for the sake of it, you know, you gotta,
Justice reigns from above.
you just gotta do it to him, you know?
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like that. And then the other perks we have is concussive implosion. The blast knockback is inverted to opponent, which we saw that during the video. And then fuel stores jet dash grants 50% fuel. Maximum overfuel is increased by 100%, which for I imagine the Farah enthusiasts still love that. The ones that can just constantly do all that stuff. But for me, this is the one that I'd have to do because
Blasted.
that's pretty cool.
That one's really fun.
I like
And
that one.
So the one thing that was in the video you can do, so if
Okay,
you're
okay.
you can kind of use this as like a little bit of your own pull up too. So if you actually like try to use it, it'll attract you. So if you go up and like aim up.
Oh, okay.
No way.
No, sorry.
I don't
Like
think so.
try to use it to pull yourself upwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
so
thi-
it
like
comes
this.
back.
Yeah.
Or just even higher.
Even higher, like here? And you want me to just launch it there?
Yeah. So you can kind of like
Oh, I
backing
see.
yourself and use it as mobility.
So
in
you
that
can
way
use it as an
too.
extra mobility tool.
Because we thought, you know, one of the things that people really like
Yeah.
about these is using it as mobility.
That makes sense.
But now it's like, okay, well, here's a different way to use it as mobility as
Yeah.
well.
That's cool. That's cool. I see what you're doing there. I think Farah players will like that. Reaper. I haven't done Reaper yet. Okay.
Yeah, we brought back some stuff for Reaper.
I'm ready to see some things on the ground. We'll see.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Death Shadow. Shadow Step reloads Hellfire shotguns and has 25% increased range. Okay, I like that. Soul Reven, collect soul globes from dead enemies to restore 50 HP.
Yes.
And that goes with the lifesteal?
Yeah.
So you have the lifesteal, and then you can get the globes if you get a
Yeah,
kill. So that's
yeah.
good to have. Yeah. Just to show people, this is a classic. Anybody who played at the beginning of Overwatch remembers this beast right here.
Yeah, and it won't pick up when you're at full health.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Wait for you to.
So okay, that's really cool. I love that. That's just a classic. Dire triggers. Use right click to fire a volley with long range accuracy from both Hellfire shotguns.
I like that one a lot.
And then Ravenous Wraith, leave in Wraith form grants 40% additional lifesteal for 3 seconds. That's probably just.
Sure, yeah, sure, dire.
Yeah, I was gonna
triggers.
say.
This one's pretty fun. So it's on a cooldown.
Okay.
It's on its own cooldown. It's like a 4-second.
What would you say the
cooldown.
range is?
Pretty good. You know, you can kind of feel it out here a little bit.
Alrighty.
It's like
That's still half of the HP. so, it's like,
Yeah.
so I'm even closer. I can just.
there you go. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Pretty chunky. You take a, you know, that's one where it does cost 2 ammo as well. You see
Oh,
your
2
ammo
ammo.
does go
So
down.
it's probably a good like finisher too. Like it's like a if you get him to a certain point, you can just right click him and then just
There is
fall.
a little recovery on it though. So like if you like try, you can't just like right click and then immediately left click afterwards.
I
You have
see.
to- yeah.
Okay, so you have to. I see.
See, there you go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you have some trade-offs on that one.
It's similar to how like Winston has recovery on his
Yeah,
left
yeah,
click
yeah,
and
yeah.
in
That's
different
cool.
ways. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's. I love that you can have two different play styles because the Wraith Form one you would probably use more teamwork based, where you're going to be in the fight.
Yeah.
And then, or if you're like a flanking Reaper, and then that one's
Learn
more of
this
like
together.
you know, if you're like me and you want a
All of
sniper
us.
Reaper. Can you, oh yeah, that was a good question. Can you use it only with 1 ammo? So if you have 1 ammo available, can you?
You should be able to use it with only 1 ammo.
Yeah.
We'll have to double check on
Okay,
that one.
yeah, it's kind of like with Zarya. If you have 1 ammo, it does the 25.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Sojourn, extended mag, maximum ammo increased by 15.
It's probably the simplest perk
Yep.
out of all of them.
Pretty straightforward.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then overcharged. Railgun's maximum energy is increased by 50, while overclock is active.
So this does take you into, you know, pretty good territory in terms of your break.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, okay, I'll just do that one. And then I'll look at that in a second. Dual thrusters, power slide gains an additional charge, and its jump height shifts to excuse me, water shifts to lateral movement.
So you won't get the super
Yep.
high jump, but you'll get two charges of power slide, which is really good. And
Yep.
then it's a different sort of trajectory in terms of like
Okay.
your jump. It's good.
Yeah, and then adhesive siphon disruptor shot can stick to enemies and generates railgun energy when dealing damage.
Yeah, you can stick this onto the tank or something, and
That's on. Oh, that's
yeah.
So I'm just gonna, just for the sake of it, I guess I'll just do this one for now. Okay, so you can just kind of,
Yeah. So you have more like total mobility
Yeah.
in terms of like the uptime, but you won't get as high, right?
I'm kind of curious for a second. I'm just gonna do this.
You want to try the other one?
Yeah, I want to see what that one's like.
Yeah.
Because I made that decision. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, but now I want to see what.
This
All
one's
of
sticky,
us.
sticking it on 10
Yeah.
in particular. Yeah.
And then this one is. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it on, just to see what it looks like on. Actually, there's a movement bot up here, right?
Yeah, they're over to the right over there. To the right, it's that guy, yeah.
So that just stays on them if they're
and then
moving.
and you're generating rail charge too.
Oh,
like,
so
while
you get the
that's
rail
happening.
charge, kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually it'll be more obvious to see it here. I just gotta wait in the cooldown, like to do on one of these bots. When is this releasing? Next week, right?
Yeah, next week. It's actually live on next Tuesday.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it moves with them. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's like next Tuesday. All right. Does it stick on a shield? Actually, I can test
Test it,
that. Yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna say, is this bot that has a shield usually? I think so.
Well, we got there's another one here, right?
Oh, right there.
So, yeah.
You know, I like this bot. This bot's friendly. Actually, this one's better to see anyway because they move. Yep. Yeah, we'll be in ranked. Yes. Perks release next week. Yep. Yep.
It does hit the shield.
It does hit a shield and it does look like it travels with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just killed it.
Pretty good. But they can obviously, you know, put their shield down.
Yeah,
and it'll
put the
fall
shield
off.
down. You can probably
Yeah.
cleanse
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
things
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we looked at Soldier, so Sombra, everybody's favorite.
Summer was pretty fun with one of our majors. We'll see like how strong it is, but yeah.
Okay, viral, virus's cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds when an enemy affected by virus is eliminated. Okay, good to have. Control Alt Escape. I like the name of that.
Yeah, it's good.
Teleporting with Translocator while at critical health initiates passive health regen. That's good.
He's like
I mean,
immediately get your regen.
yeah, I feel like most Sombras are like that.
Yeah.
And then for the major perks, you have White Hat. Hat can be used on allies to restore 100 health over 2 seconds. Ooh, so
Yeah,
you're
that's
more
fun.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Stack Overflow, Hack Silence duration is increased by 100%, but the range is decreased. Okay, so that one just
Yeah.
if you want to be that. So
We wanted to like fulfill that fantasy of support
Yeah.
Sombra a little bit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
give people like a taste of it. So here you go.
there you go. I'm a support Sombra. Look at that.
Yeah, and you get a reduced cooldown. I think it's 4 seconds.
Some would
instead of
argue
6.
that with what their teammates
yeah.
usually do on Sombra, this is more helpful even if I just stand here and do nothing in between.
I don't know if
This-
that's
this is
gonna
it,
be the
right? This is-
optimal way to play.
This is it. This is it. I'm sorry. I'm a support Sombra. Okay. You know, I gotta. There you go. Sim. Okay, this will be interesting.
There's a very deceptively powerful one on
Okay.
Sim in particular.
We'll
yeah.
see this here when I
Maybe,
always
maybe
forget.
not so deceptively powerful, but you'll see.
Okay, so sentry capacity. Sentry turret gains an additional charge. Oh no.
That's not the one either.
That's oh, it's not. Oh no.
That's the other.
I say that only
the other
because
one's the really good one.
oh, sim players are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Advanced teleportation. Teleporter's range is increased by 50%. I'm just gonna.
It goes really fast.
That's what I was gonna check. Actually, why don't I just? Holy, is there a? Okay, so this is
like a nice like line of sight.
Yeah, like this is.
You can go further than that.
Let me go like this. Oh yeah, so you can go like. You can go deep.
Yeah, you're going all the way.
Yeah, I can TP that to a different map.
Yeah.
Okay.
On like Flashpoint and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
you're gonna have the lead.
You're, like, going
yeah,
everywhere.
that'll be an advantage actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so perfect alignment. Primary fire's range increases by 15% with each additional charge level. Okay, increases by 50%. And then shield battery. Symmetra regenerates 20 shields per second while within 10 meters of her TP.
Yes, if you like just throw down the teleporter, you'll see like these lines that are coming out, and it's actually going to regen your shields.
Oh, so if I was taking damage during this,
Yeah.
so if I just,
If you're too far away from it, though,
yeah, it
then
won't do
stops.
anything.
Yeah.
But
You can kinda use
does
it
it
as a
have,
little beacon for
is line of
yourself.
sight, is it, like, so for example, if I hit it like behind a wall here,
Yeah.
And
Let's
it's-
try it out. Let's see.
did that and then went here.
Yeah, line of
So,
sight does.
okay, just making sure. But yeah, so technically if I'm taking damage here, it like heals me. Yeah, look at that. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, and they can kind of
Yeah.
like break it, you know.
See?
But yeah.
Obviously, this is, you know, these are bots, and you're gonna get more damage from your teammates and stuff.
yes,
But
quite a bit.
I mean, from the other team. But that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think I'm going to make the rounds.
No,
up.
do
Is
your
there
thing. Thank you
is
for
there
stopping
anything else
by.
you want to like talk about though? before we break
I
here?
mean, honestly, I've just been so excited looking at everything.
Okay,
It's just like
okay.
I'm just. It's hard for me to like. There's so much information overload now that I like anything I can think of. I'm just like. Blah.
Awesome. Hey,
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it all and have a good stream today.
yeah, thank you for stopping by.
And I hope you enjoy the other stuff like later today.
Oh,
too.
I know I get to try stadium
Okay,
and stuff
yeah,
too,
yeah,
right? That
cool.
looks sick.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much, Alex.
yeah.
Seriously, I really
Take care.
appreciate you talking about it. You
Cheers.
too. Absolutely.
Bye, everybody.
Alex, awesome, Chad. He absolutely awesome. Also a Vikings fan. If anybody likes the Vikings.
Oh, I'm sad.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad. It's okay. Okay, so for Torb, we have Craftsman. Forge Hammer can restore armor health to allies. What? Turret's repair heal is increased by 25. Wait, I can heal my Reinhardt? Can I like, or is that how that works? And then fully loaded, activate, dude, I'm just gonna be me the whole time. Obviously, I can't show it. All right, you know what? The Flats and I duo's back, chat. All right, I'll have Flats play Reinhardt, and I'll just be like, all right, Flats, go in. I got you, dude. And I'll be repairing him the whole time. All right. I'm just gonna grab that perk just for it. And then, activate and overload fully refills. Oh, the ammo. That's pretty good too. And then Anchor Bolts is deploys turret throw range is increased by 50% and can now attach to walls. And then Overload turret, you get to level 5, or level 3. Overload upgrades your turret for 5 seconds, increasing its health and damage. But I know what everybody wants to see. Let's not even act like we don't know. You ready?
I'm overloading.
You can put your Torb turret on walls now. And it goes further too, so I can like,
Starting the bell.
yeah. So upside down, probably. Give me a second here on cooldown time, and I'll try to do it. We'll just try to put it on that ceiling up there. Does that sound good? I don't know if I can. I can just do this. Okay, ready? Yep. So it's kind of upside down, but yes. See? So you're telling me that I'm gonna have to go against Symmetra with the extra turret, and then this? I can't get my teammates to kill Torb turrets to begin with. You said that's too deadly on console. They don't look up. Oh, I got some good news for you. No one looks at that on PC either, so you're good. We'll both be feeling the same experience. Blink packs, health packs restore 1 blink charge. Honestly, I think that's actually really cool. And then blast radius blast from the past. Pulse bomb radius is increased by 50%. Ooh, blast from the past. The reason why they say that is because that's how pulse bomb used to work. If you played any of the Overwatch classic versions, have you noticed that? I think both of these are good. I actually would honestly go with blast from the past because you can miss your pulse bomb and still get value. And then flashback, recall restores all blink charges, and then recall grants 50 over health that decays over time. I mean, I would go with this one, right? So if I just, out of curiosity, if I just go like this, and then I blink, I have all 3 charges again. Oh my. So you could really, that is just gonna be good. Because you could, I'm just doing that like in quick succession. Like imagine somebody doing that and like thinking about what they're doing. All your blinks are back. So I could be like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then I'll wait for 1 more blink, and then I'm out, and then I'm like, oh crap, and then I'm back in, but I have all my, yep. Okay, we're on to Venture. They have, let's see, Seismic Sense. While underground, Venture can sense enemies within 25 meters. I'm sorry, what? excavation exhilaration, while tectonic shock is active, cooldowns refresh 300% faster. Those both sound good. Just out of curiosity, like how is? Oh my! Look at. So when you're under the ground, you can actually see like, but I feel like both perks are good because the cooldown one's also really good. So look at, see? So when you go under it for that duration, you can see through people within that range. Yep. And then smart excavator. By the way, chat, just a pre-warning. I see the timer popping up for the ad timer. It's gonna pop up in a second, so just get ready. And then covered in dirt, dealing with clobber grants up to 30 explorers resolve shields, and then, ooh, these are both good. Longer range than the excavator. And then dealing damage with clobber grants up to 30 explorers revolve shields. Ooh, I feel like, I don't know. Both are probably pretty good, but I'm not as good as they are. So next up here, we I don't know about the OWCS stuff. Okay, so we're on perks here, and we're gonna look here. So Widow has scope deficiency. Scope shots cost 3 ammo instead of 5, so you just get more. Sorry if I burp a little bit. I'm just drinking water. Scope shots cost 3 ammo instead of 5, and then focused aim. Scope shots charge 50% faster during infrared sight. Infrared. Why did I say infrared? Infrasight. So, ooh, I feel like focused aim is the way to go, right? Yep. And then for your major perks, escape plan, scope shots hit. No, sorry. Scope shot hits reduce grapple and hooks cooldown by up to 4 seconds. Honestly, it doesn't look like a lot, but like for a lot of Widow players to have that much mobility now on scope shots, that's pretty good. And then deadly dew. Venom mine gains 50% increased damage in a second charge, enabling 2 active venom mines. I'm a venom mine expert. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, with Ana, we have Groggy. Enemies wakened from sleep dart are slowed for 2 seconds. Ooh. Okay. And then biotic bounce. After exploding, biotic grenade bounces and explodes again for 50 damage and healing? What? These are the minor perks? Okay, let's see how this one looks. You can hear the double sound, yeah. I heard you could hear it. I wonder if there's a better way to show it. Maybe like on the floor, but I can hear the double sound. Let me try this again. Yep, you can see it. Holy crap. Now that was a low HP bot, so that's why they died there, but holy crap. Headhunter, biotic rifle can crit enemies. And then Shrike. Use a nano boost, also cast it on Ana. Okay, I'm gonna look at both of these. So the first one is you can headshot enemies. Oh, I just slapped him. See? So you can officially headshot people, which is obviously a bunch of extra damage. Which is just, I mean, Ana players are gonna be eaten. They're gonna love this. And then, just to show the other one very quickly, I also looked at BAP already on support, so if I skip BAP, we already looked at BAP. So this one, by the way, when you hear about the Ana, and Gavin mentioned this to me earlier, so it nanos you as well, is what I was gonna say. So like, you nano your teammates still, like you don't lose the nano for your teammates, you get the, see? So you both get nanoed, see? So both of you are nanoed. No crit healing, okay. See that? So you both get nano. And then obviously if you have nano, your healing will be increased until you use your damage. So technically, if you nano somebody, you have headshots to go with it, right? Oh, actually you can't have headshots, sorry, you can't do that because that's a major perk. You would have the nano boost one for your teammate and you, and then you could also use it as like a peel tool. It's like so many different things. So barrier restoration, shield bash restores 100 health to barrier shield when it hits the enemy. I like that. Morale boost, inspire lasts 3 seconds longer when activated by whip shot. I mean, that's an easy morale boost. Like that's not even a question for me. Like having 3 seconds extra of inspire. And then your majors are quick fix, repair packs instantly heal an additional 35 health to critical enemies. Okay, so and then whiplash. Whip shots, knockback, can slam enemies into walls, dealing 50 extra damage. I mean, I just gotta do that because I'm gonna get both of them. Yes, this is a new core game mode mechanic. This isn't just like a Junkenstein's lab, it's only there for 3 weeks. This is Overwatch. That one's hard to show on that one. Let's do it on... Actually, I can probably show it on this one, right? I have a better idea. Better idea.
You should
Ready?
your strategy.
Like here? Yeah, there you go. So you do extra damage if it's against... There you go. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I got it figured out. A Yari, we have rapid construction. Heal and Pylon builds 300% faster, and its cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds. What? Okay, that's good. Summer Solstice, Ayari's flight time during Captive Sun is increased by 3 seconds, and her flight speed is increased by 20%. I mean, both of those are good. I'm just going to do this for the sake of seeing it. And then solar power, fully charged solar rifle hits grant 12.5% of your maximum solar energy, overfilling up to 50%. And then sunburn, outburst ignites enemies, dealing additional 70 damage over 3 seconds. So if I'm correct on what outburst is, yes. So if I go with the outburst one and I do this, yep, there it is. And then if I ult, I'm quicker on my ult. There you go. So, and then we go to this one for Juno. Familiar vitals, pulsar torpedoes lock onto allies 35% faster. As somebody who loves the right click and just the sound of it, that is the one thing that always gets me. That is such a good change for that. And then hyper boost. Yeah, alt, fly, and sunburn melee. Yeah, you can do a ton of stuff, exactly. Hyper boost, while using glide boost, passing through hyper ring pushes you forward. While using glide boost, passing through hyper ring pushes you forward. Okay. I'm just gonna see what this looks like on that one. And then the other ones are Master Blaster. Medi Blaster can crit enemies. There we go. It's happening. Finally. I know a lot of people are gonna love that. And then reboots, activating glide boost resets double jump. But I mean, listen, we gotta see this. There you go, Juno players. You can officially headshot. Finally, there it is. Look at it. Look at it. There you go. No, it says only enemies, so you can't heal headshots. There it is. So that's probably the perk people will probably choose. Okay. Urgent Care, heal and Ofuda projectile speed is increased by 50% when seeking critical heal at allies. Oh, so if they're critical, it goes faster? I love that. Fortune Teller, Kunai hits launch 2 heal and Ofuda to an ally in front of you. So wait, if you do damage, it will then pop a heal to somebody in front of you? I'm gonna test that in a second. Shuffling, Swift Step can be used again within 4 seconds of his initial cast. And then Foxtrot, Suzu grants 40% movement speed. Wait a second, so I can do double that, and then if I do damage here, it heals my teammate. Look at. Oh my. Also, ads popping. I will wait for the next hero. Ad is popping. I will wait for the next hero. I see it popping up. I will wait on the next hero. I will wait on the next hero. Okay? So you can do a lot here. It's like.
Shouldn't have put your head there. The battle ignites me.
That's so. I skipped Juno's other ability, did I? Oh, I can look at it very quickly. Good call. I'll look at that one. I'm just waiting. Good call. Lift all pulsar torpedoes, lock onto allies 30% faster. While using glide boost, passing through hyper ring pushes you forward. Oh yeah, okay, so the right click. I see this. I see this. Oh my, that's so much better. Look at that though. That is so much quicker. Test the ring. I got you. I got you. I gotta do the other perk though, don't I? Yeah, I turn everything down on it too, so I don't know. Okay, pulsar torpedoes lock onto allies 35% faster, and then okay, pass them through hyper ring. So it was like this, and then oh, okay, oh, okay, that's really good. Okay, that's cool. Okay, cleanse it. This one's self-explanatory. I don't even need to read this. Cleanse and grasp. I mean, do I need to read that? Do I need to read that sentence? I think we know what it is. You can cleanse with your grasp now. So you have a cleanse. And then life cycle, while alive, regenerate 10 health per second. Upon death, drop a heal and seed that heals allies for 250 health. So bringing back the thing that initially Lifeweaver had. But I mean, like, you pretty much have to go cleanse and grasp, right? Like, if you're the problem is with life cycle is you're basically going, yeah, you know, I average like 20 deaths a game, so like I could cleanse you, but I'm not gonna be able to cleanse you because I'll be running back from spawn so much. So here's a life cycle one, you know. And then life weaving, rejuvenate and dash adds 20 healing to your next healing blossom within 3 seconds. I like that. So increased healing when you make that, it makes you use the dash more aggressively. And then super bloom. Thorns detonate for 30 extra damage when enough stick within 1.5 seconds. Well, let's just look at that one. You ready? Yep. I can already see it. So I do this. Dude, that sound is so cool. By the way, I am a sucker for sound design. I never knew it until like recently when sound design, just something about it. Okay. So that was Lifeweaver. So Lucio, we have Bass Blowout. You know, I could have accidentally not said bass there, and people might have thought I had to go to the bathroom for a second. Sound waves knockback is increased by 15%. And then Groovin, regenerate 4 ammo per second while wall riding. Ooh, wall riding, 4 ammo per second? I know Frogger's here. He's going to be having a blast. So there you go. I'll just do that one for the sake of it. And then noise violation. Well, sounds like whenever you're in an apartment as a streamer. Crossfade's range is increased by 150% while amp it up is active. Oh, wait, what? Crossfade's range is increased by 150%? Is that going to be like further than like old Lucio? Or is that going to be like what old Lucio was like? Accelerando? Which I know I probably butchered that, even though I hear it in the game all the time. And people are like, do you hear it in the game all the time? Yeah, but I'm still stupid. Lucio's attack speed is increased by 50% while amp it up is active. I mean, I feel like the crossfade one, right? They're both good options, though. Yeah, I was going to say, Frogger's going to pick the second one. But for someone like me who's just not good at Lucio, that's sick. Yep, I'm regenerating ammo. Look at my ammo's going up the whole time. See? And then if I use heal boost, I don't know, it just goes somewhere random, like here. That is still heal boosting at that range, chat, just so you know. I was still heal boosting here, and I think I could have went even further. So, I mean, like, and you can do that with speed boost, too. You said 12 meter radius, old Lucio was 30 meters, 12 times. So it's old Lucio radius. Yeah, so this is going to be huge. That's going to be huge. It's like the old Lucio, yep. Angelic Recovery. Mercy receives 15 health per second while the staff is attached to a full health ally. Oh, so that's kind of just a good way to, like, basically, if you're the player on Mercy that wants to heal your teammate, but then your teammate has really bad positioning and then always gets you killed, this might help with that. The Mercy players know what I'm talking about. And then Wing to Reach, Guardian Angel's range is increased by 30%. Also pretty good for, like, basically escaping. So, but basically, you know, the full health one is probably what you would do there. And then for your major ones, you have Chain Boost. Secondary Fire links to a second nearby ally. You can damage boost 2 people. And then Flash Heal. Resurrect can be used on the staff active target to restore 150 health. Doing so incurs a 15-second cooldown. That's really cool. So you have, like, good options here. I mean, like, I would probably just do Chain Boost because, like, I have my playstyle, but, like, if I'm correct. Yeah, look at, I'm damage boosting both of them. The bot's gonna die in a second. I could have healed them, but heck them. And the range seems pretty good, too. So there you go. I mean, you could argue that sometimes you're also chain boosting bots, and it's not in the training range. Moira is Vanish. Fade's duration is increased by 0.5 seconds. I mean, just good for any Moira. And then Uprush. Fade's jump height is increased by 15%. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, parkour Moira. Exactly. So you can do, like, some... Yeah, you can go... Okay. You have mobility now. And then... Okay, Ethical Nourishment. Biotic Orb's first 50 healing is instant on each allies and encounters. No, the game's shut down! Don't shut down to me! Biotic Orb's first 50 healing is instant on each allies and encounters. And then Contamination. Enemies being damaged by Biotic Orb receive 25% reduced healing. Ooh, those are both good. I think Ethical Nourishment, right? Like, that's the play? Oh my, it's a burst heal now. Dude, there's so much more reason to use Healing Orb now. Because, like, watch the orb. Listen, just because I'm a... How does Flats get away with it? He'll be in the training range for 6 years. I'm in it and I play for too long? Yeah, so just to show it again to people. So basically, like, it has a burst heal now. So, like, it's way more effective. Usually my Healing Orbs go to Horizon Lunar Colony. I've been healing people in 2017 when my orbs go. So, like, see, now it has a burst heal the first time it goes through them or is near them. That is so much better. Okay. Zenith Kick. Snap Kick's knockback is increased by 30%. Wonderful. I love that as a tank. Ascendance. Activate and hold double jump to hover for up to 3 seconds. So, like, if I go up here and then just go... Whee! Wait, you can get from, like, spot to spot with that. Holy crap. Well, there you go. And this is a minor perk, okay? And then we have Focus Destruction. Secondary Fire charges 20% faster and can store 1 extra orb of destruction, so just basically better right clicks. And then duality. Zenyatta's Heal Orb of Harmony targets for 20%. Oh, Zenyatta's Heal Orb of Harmony targets for 20% of his damage dealt to Orb of Discord targets. Wait, so if I'll just grab that one. Zenyatta's heals. Who do we have now? Oh, I mean, if we can't, I mean, I guess. I mean, just the game director, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
What's up?
How's it going, Aaron?
Good.
So yeah, we looked at everything. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm loving this stuff.
Okay,
so far.
what are some of the perks that you're like, oh, this either looks cool or broken?
Well, now
or-
that I'm over the information overload, you gotta give me a second to
there's a
remember
lot
all of
there,
them.
right? I can't remember all of them. You know,
Oh,
like,
there's
too many.
so many. Some of them are like, I'm trying to think of the. Let me look at the hero list because there was a couple that were like just. Chat. I'm gonna ask Chat this because Chat is a little bit. Chat. What are some of the heroes? One Tracer. Yes, this one. I agree. So Tracer has the ability to get the blinks back after the. It's the this one where you can get all your blinks back.
Yes.
So you can blink and then just, you know, I'll use one more blink for the sake of it, and then now I have all 3 back again.
Yes.
Like.
Yes.
Yep. Torp turret on wall, people love or hate.
Yep.
That's going to be a
Yeah,
polarizing
okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll be polarizing.
I mean, Winston can do extra damage to him.
I know. I love that Winston also has the. Go over here. Has the deployable one, and then there's also the chain. I love the chain lightning one.
Yeah.
Too. You can kind of.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
Or
just.
the heal, like he's got it. He's got
Oh,
a
the
heal
heal,
now
yep.
on the barrier.
Yep. And see, my Sombra gameplay is terrible, right? I'm bad
Yeah,
at
me
Sombra.
too.
So
Yeah.
the good news is, though, is I have a new gameplay loop.
Okay, let's see it.
You ready? Now listen, I don't want you to question this, okay? Here's my new gameplay loop. I can now be helpful in Sombra.
There you go. Yeah, people are gonna like. People are gonna love having the Sombra.
Yeah,
on
this is
their
gonna be
team
great. I already do 12 damage to begin with, so at least I'm doing something now, right? So.
I was like so prepared to talk about how you can get like these skillful gameplay loops out of perks until you did that.
I know. Listen, I had to show both sides of the coin.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I mean, there is some of it. So like Mauga's got one where
I
there's
saw
like
it.
a bit of a loop
Yeah,
in
yep.
there, and
It's like 2 different styles actually, because one's like more for like an overcharge play, and one's more for like a defensive style, which I
Yeah.
love because you have to make that decision.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's like. There's just more to think about. There's a little bit of extra skill in there, a little bit of extra depth, hopefully, that people feel in the hero. Those are like my favorite ones where it's like, oh, I'm actually like changing my loop a little bit. Or I'm changing a button a little bit, which feels nice, or adding a button, you know, like Bastion gets a button in
Yep.
there.
One thing I like about, I think, like in general is that, and you've probably heard people say this on streams or in general, where Overwatch felt like it almost hit a solve state where it was like,
Yes.
a lot of it was like, well, you
Yes.
got to just do Orisa Javelin change and then that's it. But you can't. So this just basically adds chaoticness again, and it probably won't be balanced, but
Yep.
that's, you work with that from there and then you go from there. So
Yeah, and it's like the question is like how much balance, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like what because one thing we've been talking about a lot of times internally is this like fair versus fun sort of like spectrum that you have, and in the world where everything feels solved,
Yeah.
the very fair version of it starts to feel less fun.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that it'd be nice to get a little like we're shifting a little bit more towards fun than fairness some of the time.
yeah,
so
yeah.
like the balance on this is gonna affect that and how often we do it. But like we're hoping that we can keep the game a little bit fresh
That's the whole
with
thing.
perks, right?
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
like one, it should change it, but like. God, gamers now, they figure out systems really
it's
quick, and they
immediate.
figure out content really fast, so metas will start to develop.
Yeah.
And in old Overwatch, it's like, well, I guess you can like tune like health
Yeah.
and damage numbers, right? Or maybe rework a hero, you know? But this way now, like there's a whole extra set of stuff to where it's like you add or remove perks or even tune some of those perks while you're balancing the heroes with the rest of the game.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
that it's like the combination of that hopefully has a greater effect than what we had than what was happening before.
No, I'm excited just to play it all because, like I said, I'm information overloaded, which is great. Because, like, usually, you know, it's kind of like, okay, we got this, and then we go to, go and play, have fun. But like, I'm just excited to get in this. And then, like, to me, one of the surprises was Stadium because, like, you don't really. I've always talked about how much I loved Junkenstein's Lab. So to see
Yes.
like it's like a massively. Like and for it to be like a not a limited mode, like an actual just in the game mode, I love
Yeah, yeah.
seeing that too. Like that's
Yeah.
just
And it's like
see something here in
it's
the video.
supposed to lead, and like we'll see how players respond to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff. You know, like we gotta like approach this kind of like with our eyes open. But like
Yep.
we're hoping there's like the third pillar of Overwatch, which is like quick play comp and then stadium. So it's like, hey, here's a different way to play if you like it.
Yep.
We have a different internal team on it.
Oh, okay, that's good to
They're
know.
working on post launch season stuff for
Okay.
stadium because we want
That's good to know.
We want to release new heroes. We want to we want to release new maps and modes. We want to like rotate items and powers in and out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that as well in order to like keep it fresh. So
Shame.
yeah, so that ought to get a lot of it too, and that's sort of like Perks taken up to
Yeah.
level 11.
Oh, chat's getting rolled by ads. It's every time. And you can just see up top. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
People can
Whoa,
still
that's
hear you.
long. Okay.
Twitch. But yeah, no. So you said someone says there are bands coming out next season.
Yeah, that'll be season 16.
Yes. Which I think will be good. That's going to help you make your own, kind of control your gameplay.
Yeah, big time. I
Yep.
think we probably should have done it a long time ago. You know, like now that we see it, we've had like internal versions of it for a long time. It was funny. Like one of our engineers kind of did it as a passion project. I think like 2 years ago. Now.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and there's been like
speaking of
little
that.
tests with it. Yeah.
I heard passion project, and I sit here and I just think of workshop, and how I wish that we had
yes.
a much more advanced workshop, because I feel like that there's so many games that, like with community driven stuff that like,
Yeah.
I just feel like an
Right?
upgraded workshop would be so good. Is that something that we can ever hope for?
I mean, maybe it's
Okay.
not it's not like in the cards for the immediate future
Okay.
of a big thing
Yeah.
like that. And we've gone back and forth on it to where it's like, I'm like originally, and this
Yeah.
was even in like the Jeff days, you know, like
Yeah.
original development. Both him and I were like so excited for the game to like one day get like its own editor, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you'll just be able to do like whatever you want with it. But with the way that like our tools are structured, the lift for it is so huge to where it's like,
Yep.
yeah, you'd have to be like, okay, community, what do you want? Do you want like perks and like stadium and hero bands and
Yeah.
all this stuff, you know, or like a level editor in a year or two,
Yeah.
you know? And so
I
it's like,
gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
it's a massive thing. An upgraded workshop is a little different because it's like, what does upgrade mean? Like,
Yeah, true.
You know, like smaller upgrades are things that we could do, but like, it's a resource game
I gotcha.
for
Yeah.
us.
Okay. I saw a couple questions here too, but one of them I'm going to ask. Someone asked if the bands will be all ranks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
there you
So
go.
we're going to do it for
So
all ranks.
every rank is going to have bands. Just
Yeah.
so that was just. So
Yeah,
it's-
I mean,
Yep.
it's like the system gets a lot of like, we think it has like a lot of positive aspects to it that happen regardless
Okay,
of what
that's
rank you're
good to
at, you
know. I think people that'll be interesting to see what people say on that one. Now I'm just going back here for a second. I saw one other question I wanted to see here, but damn it, I missed it. I'll remember it after. Chad, just keep asking questions, and if I see something good, I'll pick up on it. And yes, don't worry, there is 2 Kiriko skins next season. You'll be good on that. So it'll be.
There's more band questions in there. So like, will they be based on role? No, it's like I could like quickly go over where it's at right now. Like we're still testing internally. Things can change.
Yeah, they can
so-
change, yes.
But it's like, so it'll start with like a preferred hero phase. It's pretty short. You select the hero that you like are indicating that you would like to play. It's not protected. People on your team could still ban that hero out if you want to. We don't, but it's there to just give that information.
Okay.
You know, and then it goes into the ban phase is for us right now. It's just all at one. It's all at one time. Everyone picks 3 heroes. It's ranked, so like the hero you like your first choice is one that you're indicating you want to be banned more. We're putting internal weights on all of that. And then out of all of that, when the like that ban phase is over, the bans actually happen. The system decides which ones they are, and it'll be up to 4 heroes, depending on how people have voted, with a maximum of 2 per role.
Okay, so it's gonna be a lot at first. It's gonna get used
It's going to be
Yeah.
it will be a lot at first, but like it is one of the things where it's like, I mean, we talked about like, oh, maybe we just do 2 heroes, but like one of our criticisms of ourselves is that Overwatch has been a little too conservative with some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
And so we would rather start big and rather do like Perks is a big change to the game. We want to be doing more things like that actually have a real impact.
Yep.
And don't have it kind of like devolve into the like the arguments over like these little details. We can tune it, we can change it later, but we'd rather start bigger.
Okay, I like that. Well, one thing I saw that was kind of a random question I didn't even think of. So with Stadium, you're having it so you can be both first person and third person.
Yeah.
Is that something that's going to be looked for the whole game eventually, to where people have that
Oh,
option?
you're asking. No one's asked that question yet, and this is a big question.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's kind of like a dangerous one because
Yep.
there's like. Overwatch has been first person for so long. There's a lot of like first person purists out there. I think that there's like a few ways to answer this. Is one, like the easiest answer is like, well, wait for Stadium to launch and see what players think of it. You know, like obviously like Rivals is out. Rivals is third person.
Yep.
You're not gonna like people are gonna make comparisons, but the games are still different.
Yeah,
like it does feel sometimes that Overwatch is a little bit more aim focused, and Rivals might be a little bit more ability focused,
Okay.
you know, or melee focused even sometimes.
yeah.
And so like there are differences to the games. But when you start looking at Stadium,
Yeah.
Stadium is more ability focused than aim focused, and things change over time in Stadium, so that third person perspective really helps. Like some of the things that can happen in Stadium is like, let's say like for Zarya bubbles.
Yeah.
You can make it so your bubbles get bigger over time, you know? In standard Overwatch in first person, after hundreds of hours of playing, you get a sense of exactly how big it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You kind of need to see that in third person sometimes
Okay.
to go. She can also get an ability to where when you put a bubble on yourself or someone else, it can pulse damage, right?
Okay.
You don't, when that gets, you're like 76 and that gets put on you, you have no idea that you're pulsing damage in first person. But in
Yeah.
third person, you just see it and you're like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do with this thing that's
Yeah,
on me,
that makes
right?
sense. It kind of reminds me of.
And also like
To where you need to
heroes,
see that you're doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heroes are crazy in Stadium. Like Genji can just be in the air the entire match.
Oh, really?
Practically.
I don't
if
know
he
how I
wants
feel
to.
about that,
He's
but-
just like, but in third person, tracking him is super easy.
Yep.
You know, it's not that same experience. So okay, sorry, that wasn't the question.
That's
We'll
okay.
see how
Go
it goes.
for it. I'm vibing.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes,
Yeah.
and then I think right now what we're saying is we want like the core Overwatch to be first person, but depending on how Stadium goes, there's a few questions we could ask ourselves. Like one is it's like, are there more opportunities for third person? Like you just brought one up right there. Like we went back and forth on whether that should be first or third person, and maybe we start relaxing some of those things. Like, God, probably every example I bring up is going to be an argument, but like I have a really hard time doing Winston Primal in first person.
Yeah.
It can be a very confusing experience to do something like that. So you could start looking at like, oh, are there different abilities in the game that maybe could be moved to third person? And you could be like very tight with that or very loose with that, where it's like, oh, I don't know, like maybe Lucio wall riding is in third person. That's a lot easier to actually do in third person. But so there's a lot of questions there. And then there could potentially be a world where there is a separate queue in Overwatch because there's so many people that do that. The world where like first person and third person people are all playing together in the same match is like really scary, you know, like it's really hard to imagine something like that working for like the core mode. We're doing it in Stadium.
Yeah.
Right now it's a setting. It's an option setting.
Okay, so it's an option. So
Yeah.
can you bind it?
No.
Okay.
But we're talking about it, and
So there's a lot of
part
this,
that,
okay.
and part of that is it's like, okay, that's dangerous, right?
yeah.
But man, I am interested in like the person that becomes part of like
Their play style.
their play style.
Yes.
And is there like, what is the skill cap and skill expression to the person that can go back and forth doing that? It's actually kind of crazy to think about. So like, I think we're going to be experimenting in the next few weeks with that on just a toggle, you know, internally, and maybe that makes it to 16.
It sounds like, and what I can tell is it sounds like you're definitely a little bit more willing to do like things that in the past you would consider risky.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that philosophy might be starting to shift a little bit. Obviously, you want to keep things quality, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, maybe sometimes you were talking yourselves out of something you could have done that maybe other people started to do, and it's like, wait, we should have done that before because we talked ourselves out of it. Now, I've seen people bring up Aqua for a second. What role is Aqua?
Oh, support.
Support? Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure we know on
Did
that.
we not say that? I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
remember,
leaked
but
it,
I've seen
whatever.
people ask.
Aqua support. And he's got like
Stadium
one of the
season, dude.
coolest primary fires we've ever made.
Really?
It's like the coolest thing ever, and I can't say
Okay,
what
that's
it is.
fine.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes.
People have been asking, are we ever going to see a return to cinematics? Like the ones that we grew up on with Overwatch?
God. Okay, so there's a lot into this. So we have like internally we have this intention to get back to narrative and to get back to story.
Okay.
You know, and it's probably like no secret. Here we go. Sorry, 1 second.
No worries. You sounding great right now.
Yeah, right. I'm just stalling for time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, chat on Tuesday when I'm coughing up a storm.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
Oh shit. So, it's probably no secret that we have had a big setback in sort of like the way we wanted to tell stories in the game, you know?
Yep.
And so we've had to like really kind of like refocus and regroup on how we're going to do that. So we're talking and kind of like getting all of our plans together to do that. There's nothing to announce at this point, but like we're really hopeful that we can get back to like not just like storytelling, but hopefully because we've been doing some of that like with the Juno trailer and stuff like that, but hopefully a way of like moving the world state forward, you know, because it's a lot of disparate stories is kind of where we've ended up after after like some of the stuff we were doing with PvE didn't like turn out the way we wanted, which actually kind of like ties into what you were saying before, which is like taking risks, right?
Yeah.
I think players ideally they always want a developer to be taking big risks. You know, like they want to see that. They want to see innovation. They want to see like lots of like really crazy things. And obviously with that past stuff, we were trying to do really big crazy things. So I don't think anybody would ever hold that against us, you know, that we were trying to do this stuff. Obviously it didn't work out. And we had made some promises there that we don't need to go into, but I think if we can continue to make risks, players will appreciate that. And ideally, all those risks pay off. They're good, you know? And if there's some like if there's some like stumbles in there, or it's like, oh, like perks aren't really balanced right, they recognize that like some of that is just going to happen in the world where we're taking bigger steps with the game.
Okay, that's good. So now I guess that someone's been asking a lot too, and I've been curious because I'm a completionist. Whatever happened to archives? Because I know, like, I've seen people say that it's been gone. Like, it's just, is it ever gonna like? Because I'm a completionist and I can't get the achievements, so that's why I want to do it. But
God, yeah, it's so tough. I'm not sure. Like the honest answer is I'm not sure if and when that would come back. And the answer. There's no satisfying answer for a player with that one because. Like as we were working on everything with that side of the game, the PvE side of the game, you end up like building all these new tools. You have this whole new code base to where everything gets refactored, and those all broke.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so it's like to bring them back, we'd have to remake them. And so we're just at the point where it's like, is it worth putting the development time into that? We've never like gone on record saying that, and so this is probably why they don't put me on stream very often. You know, I mean, because I just say stuff.
Well,
like
I was gonna say my if I had a bingo card for our interview, I wasn't gonna expect to hear the words PvE or rivals.
God,
so we already hit that.
So it's like,
I got bingo already, so I'm.
They're gonna come in any moment.
Megan's been trying to run across over here to get Aaron out of here so I guess that's my next question here is this is huge, right? We have this season 15, season 16 coming up. You showed all this stuff. Now, is this something that we can expect to have something this major again next year? Are we going to be sitting here for the next Overwatch Spotlight a year from now and going, well, we're taking it to the next level now. We're doing, it doesn't have to be larger. It just needs to be equivalent of like the excitement of this. Are we expecting more of that in the future?
I think we're starting to plan around next year already. So I think that the thing that I would say there is I think when we first started like this kind of like yearly like almost like refresh, that we started that in season 9 last year, and when we launched it, like It did make some changes. That was when we overhauled the competitive system, you know, and then there was the projectile changes and passive changes and health changes and stuff like that. And I know that there's a lot of talk around some of those still, but we came away saying like, okay, we actually thought that Season 9 was great in the respect that it did something fundamentally different for the game. And then it gave us like that clear goal of like, we want to be doing this every year. One of our main criticisms of Season 9 from like a development or production perspective is we didn't think it was big enough, you know? And so we just thought like, oh, we need to go bigger and do stuff like that. So so I think it's our intention right now to be continuing to do this.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, I know you obviously that's stuff that one is so far out, but two, I have to ask that. Now, I have to ask this question too, and then this is, you don't have to respond to this one, but people want a TV show.
God, I do too.
Yeah,
like I'm a people.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. See, so when the game director also wants a TV show, I think that poses the question where is it?
It would be awesome to get something like that. It's obviously a ton of work.
Yeah,
do it,
and the cost too. I mean, I've seen some of the numbers on that, but
and I'm not the person that gets to like to do that, you know. But like I would love it. I think the whole team would love it, you know. So if there was a way we could get something like that going,
keep in mind, read that as it is. There's been other shows that have been released and they come out of nowhere. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna be an optimist here and just assume they're already on Season 3 of whatever they're gonna do, right? Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm the optimist of that one. So. But yeah, it's good. I love this because I'm probably asking a different, unique set of questions right now today.
Yeah, this is like very different. Yeah.
I mean, because
this is like, I'm trying to remember all my old media training from a long time ago. Of like, how am I supposed to answer?
I mean, you've
that
gotten so much better at that too,
question?
though. Like, because I remember when you first like were on camera, and I've seen even like previous interviews.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's like even when you had like Jeff next to you like before, and you were on like an interview, you could tell like you've gotten so much better over the years with it. You're like just. You got it now, which is good. Yeah, I know people love it.
I feel more confident with it, you know, and it's like, I mean, it's interesting. Like Jeff had been a game director since like 2008, so he was like a seasoned pro. Way before 2008, you know, like in the WoW days, you know. So he'd been doing a lot of interviews, and he's also just awesome. Like the dude's like so charismatic and stuff like that too. He's really good, super sharp and stuff like that. But I needed enough. Like practice.
Yeah, that's really all it is. It's just practice. I mean, even me streaming, like first time streaming, I'm just like, you know, now I'm just like, yeah, let's go. I'm just, you know, interviewing the game directors, chilling, you know. So.
And then I have to watch myself on video, and it's the most uncomfortable thing. Kind of like. I've done the thing where it's like I'll rewatch stuff and criticize myself and be like, oh, I should have said it like that.
Don't worry. You'll never be happy with that.
No,
it just happens.
It's terrible.
But you gotta send it. Now, speaking of, and we'll get more questions here. Someone. You said you're getting better at the media training stuff too. So does that mean you're getting better at maybe possibly sitting in front of a fireplace?
Oh my God!
Is that something that we can get?
I don't know. I would feel God. I'd feel like so inauthentic doing something like that because that was like his thing.
I know.
You know.
But I think people would love that a little bit too at the same time.
You know what this is what I would prefer, and we didn't follow up on it. Is my first holiday as game director? Our holiday stream was building that Talantis map. I would rather do something like that every year. Have a holiday stream where we kind of put something together like that. Because I thought that was fun, and then we all got to play it.
Yeah, that was fun. That was an interesting
awesome
map. Okay, chat. Keep sending questions because, as you can tell, I apparently have no filter, which is funny because I'm usually the opposite. So go for it. Ask questions. I'm hitting them all right now. So,
God.
Oh wow, there you go.
Can we ever see an Overwatch engine? Just like, nah, I don't think that's in the cards.
Yeah.
Like the amount of support that we would need to do for that.
I was gonna say, that's why a lot of games are able to do some of like the workshops too easier because of that.
Yeah. And the Overwatch engine is like very custom crafted for exactly this game. You know, it's not going to make a lot of other games. Even us getting 6 players on each team or 6 heroes on each team was quite a bit of work to do that. So it's like it would be tough to make it general purpose.
I saw a random one in there, and since you mentioned a previous game earlier, what's your thoughts on like the whole team up stuff, like how that works?
Yeah, it's like so interesting there. It's funny because I thought when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work. You know?
Yeah.
But I think that there is something interesting about like one thing, it's like there's a little bit of like this indication of like these heroes work well together, and in Overwatch you're like you'll figure that out in a few hundred hours. Which of these heroes like are supposed to kind of like work well together. It is like another knob that you get to turn seasonally for something like that. And then I think when you combine it, the exciting thing for me about some systems like that is when they're combined together. So you combine that with something like hero bands, and suddenly you start having to make like more decisions over like some of like the heroes that you're going to play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's something there.
Okay. Okay. People keep asking this too. I have no idea. Console FOV, is that like something like people are? A bunch of people
so we
want
don't have that right now.
Yeah.
It's actually a good question.
A lot of people have been spamming it. So
for us to like revisit, like right now, God, because like some of those original decisions were based off of some of the original consoles that we shipped with, and so like there's like performance issues with certain FOVs, but obviously there's new consoles now that are a lot more powerful than when we first started. So that reason wouldn't really matter as much anymore. And people also play consoles a little bit differently than they did back then. A lot of people are playing on a PC monitor, like from just a few feet away. So like some of the reasons of like keeping it narrower, probably don't matter as much. Yeah, this is funny. I'm like working through the problem in my head right now because I haven't thought about this in a long time.
This is a great timing to do it too. Don't worry, because this is great timing.
Sorry.
No, keep going. This is the best timing.
So you know what? That's actually a great thing for us to look into.
Yeah. I saw something else too, and I think I'll save this question for after that is done up there on the timer, if you're okay with that. But people asking like how the exact loot box stuff will work, because I think people are a little bit.
We can do that.
Yeah, but. Yeah.
I can fill on the FOV thing a little more because people are going to hate me.
This is like a football game. We're filling time.
Okay, we're gonna fill a little bit of time to talk about FOV.
Yeah.
So like early on in Overwatch, this is like probably 2013 or something like that. I was like sort of in charge of FOV and like distance of engagement and stuff like that, and like really trying to like find like how far away like combat ought to happen, and we tried to get it in as close as we could, you know. And so early on, I'm like, and it felt really good like that, right? To have that like this other character up in your face, and we were working on like move speed and stuff like that. And so, God, people are gonna call me out on this one. And so initially, I'm like, you know what? There should be no FOV slider in game because it feels best just like this. And we ran that way for like a month or two, and everyone's like, dude, you're making a shooter on PC. You're on crack if you actually think that this is a good idea. And so we like made the call to move away from it. But yeah, that was my first
That's
design.
a direct quote, by the way.
That was my first design instinct, was like, there should be no FOV slider in game, and I'm gonna like dictate what it ought to be. Yeah.
So at least you know the importance of the FOV. So at least
it's huge. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. It's only got 1 minute left of fill time, so I'm trying to think of something I can do while we wait for that one, because I know people asked about that one. We talked about a lot of like the cinematic stuff and all that. Any changes to the battle pass besides loot boxes, I guess?
Nothing that we're talking about right now.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, I know. The bottom left UI thing. Is that coming into the game yet? Like the.
Ooh,
I love that.
We like that, and we would like to see something like that.
Okay, because I loved when you had that there. It was like, it was because it randomly popped up during a test too. I don't even know if it was on purpose.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think there's like there's definitely some work going into something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I have one question I'll ask now. If you had no dev time, you could just add something in right now, what would it be? Like something
Oh, just like magic wand.
Yeah, like you could just hit a button and then now it exists in your game. Something that could like, because it's going to take time. So.
Oh God.
Without spoiling anything.
Because there's a lot of things that you take off the table
I like that one too.
Because it's like so much work. If you had asked me a month ago, I would have said hero bands.
Okay.
We just like magic wand, put hero bands in the game. But we're getting it. We're getting it pretty soon. There was something that someone added in there earlier, which is like, can we have like weapon variants in the game or things like that? So it's like, when you do a hero shooter like this, like all the animations, everything is like so distinct for what you have. So it's like there's only a certain amount of customization that you can do for something like that without totally reanimating some of your heroes. And it'd probably be something along that vein to where it's like finding a way to be able to like to work with your heroes, and whether it's even like potentially cosmetics that could go across all of the heroes, or the ability to change what a hero can do more just based off of all of the different like work it takes to do it. Be pretty cool. Like you don't in the perk system, you don't get to swap out 76's assault rifle for something else.
I see
it
what
just
you're saying.
Doesn't happen.
Okay,
you know, like that's off the table kind of forever for the game. You don't get to do it.
Okay.
But it could be really fun because like one of the issues with perks is it's like sometimes you don't know exactly what another person has picked or how it's going to work.
Unless you see the scoreboard,
Yeah, unless you take a look at scoreboard, know what all the
Take
icons
time.
mean and stuff like that. But when someone's holding a different gun, you get it instantly, you know, or a different item or something like that.
Oh, speaking of perks, and this is a good segue on that for a second, because OBS Sojourn, she does a lot of like spectating stuff, does like all the OWCS stuff. How is it going to look from like the spectator view on perks? Is it going to be easily able to like see for the spectator?
Well, I mean, it's easy to see what they pick, but as far as like what everybody's got in the match, I don't actually know.
I just saw that question. Okay, so now we're back to this.
Loot boxes?
boxes.
Yes. Okay, so...
Oh, weapon and specs. I got to do that one too before I forget.
God.
Sorry, I had to hit him with it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so there's a bit to go into on weapon and specs because, yes, like we showed weapon and specs in a video. And then we launched Overwatch 2. There was a lot of different cosmetic types in there that are like some of the smaller cosmetic types that people just really weren't that excited about.
Okay,
And so we're like, oh, shoot. We really need to prioritize the things that we're working on. It's interesting that there has been like consistent feedback on like, no, like we actually do like weapon and specs. It's different than like a souvenir or something like that, right? So yeah, maybe there's something there for us to get back to, but I can't talk about it right now.
Yeah, that's okay. I will say, just from seeing a lot of community sentiment, people love weapon and specs.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
Okay. Now we can do loot boxes.
Okay, so loot boxes. Yeah, so we're bringing loot boxes back. It's a season 15 feature. And I think it's probably important to talk about why we want to bring them back first. Is like when we started looking at the game, we felt like, especially for the players that don't put money into it, a lot of the free players, the game really isn't that rewarding to them. And it's gotten better, you know, like you can get like a decent amount of coins in the free battle pass now compared to what you used to be able to. So I think we've improved that over time, but like there's not like that smaller set of like, hey, yeah, we recognize that you're playing the game. We recognize you're playing the game, and here's like something for it, right? And so we want to be able to do something like that. So like it ought to be said that like you can't buy loot boxes. Like
so
like,
that's how you get
they're
around
not for sale.
Okay, that's good.
So so we're just giving them to players. You know? And they're going to exist in a bunch of different ways in the game. So they're just going to be part of the free battle pass track. You're going to be able to go and get different loot boxes there. You'll be able to get them through like. We don't actually have a good name for this, but like we're bringing back like that old weekly play this amount of the game tracker. And then you'll just be able to get loot boxes through that. And then the nice thing too is it's just like a mechanism we can use like at any time we want to be like, hey, here's like a new event, like play some stuff in the event and like here's some loot boxes and stuff. So it's a ton of the shop content from Overwatch 2. So as far as like cosmetic, as far as like the skins are concerned, so it'll be a bunch of that, like stuff that you're not able to purchase anymore is going to be able to go into that, and then a bunch of like previous Overwatch 1 stuff. It's a really big pool of stuff, which you kind of need for loot boxes, even though I get that sort of like diminishes some of the value of the loot box. It's different than the seasonal loot boxes we used to have, where it's like,
that's what I was
here's
wondering.
the 6 awesome
and you
kind of
knew you'd get that one. But I mean, I guess like with where it's at now being free to play, it's probably like so many people. You have the data on what people have, so it's like yeah, that makes sense.
And there's like dupe protection in it and stuff like that too.
Because that's how people always ask how I have 500,000 coins, and I'm like, because I had all the loot boxes.
Yep. So it'll like I think it'll actually re-roll the item right now.
It re-rolls
is what we're doing.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's interesting because I remember that was a problem initially with like the Overwatch 1 loot boxes. You would just get the same thing like 6 times in a row, just unlucky odds. But like that's cool.
I think that's what we're trying to do, and we had to check, so like no one has all the items. So we're like, what happens if you have all the items and it re-rolls? What's it going to do? Like no one's.
If you get to that point,
there,
then you have to make that choice.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like 4 items come out of it, same rarities as before. It's the same looking loot box. They pop up in the air. There's a few other details in this one where it's like there's going to be a button to open all your loot boxes if you want to.
That's good.
And then it's going to auto open your loot boxes at the end of every season also, and just kind of like take care of it. And then I think that's like mostly it.
Okay, I mean that was actually more than I expected out of him, so that's good to hear.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Cool.
Actually,
there is one other thing.
One other thing.
The first season, we're giving away a ton.
Okay.
Like, not every season will be this way, but like, it's going to be through challenges, through events, through Twitch drops. There's a Discord program that's going to have loot boxes with it.
Okay.
So like, it's like well over 100 free loot boxes if you're playing the game.
Oh, really?
For season 15.
So
it's a little crazy.
That's going to be a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of loot boxes, yes.
Yeah, you're coming back with a bang with those.
Yeah, you need the open all button for season 15.
So I've been the whole time during this too, I've been seeing the questions too. So like, I can just go quickly. People want a guild type system in the game. Ever possible?
God, like we've deprioritized guilds like multiple times, even after putting some work into it. We recognize that there's like a certain amount of people that would actually really engage in a system like that, and even like the old like looking for group system too. There was like an active community for it, but it was like a tiny community. And so like right now when we do comps to like other competitive games, we're like, God, we just don't really know if the juice is worth the squeeze for the guild system. So it's just not in the plans right now. That makes sense. We do think that there's like other things we could do to like encourage like social behavior, but it's probably not going to be a big guild system.
This one person is so passionate about the end game cards.
Yes.
So I need to know what you're feeling on
end game cards. We
actually
kind of love the end game cards too internally. So there might be something there. I think the tough thing about end game cards right now is I kind of feel like our end around flow is kind of long right now, depending like when you get it all stacked together. The part that's in instance is fairly short, So we do hear from players like, hey, it's like just when I start talking to people, we get booted out. So like we could potentially put in-game cards there, like where it used to be, but then it's going to add on to the rest of it. So like, I think if we were to do in-game cards, we might want to look at like reflowing a little bit of that like end of match sort of like UI UX sort of like series. But I think that there's God, how do I put this? There's a lot of positivity around that system on the team.
Yeah. See, as the person not on the team, I can just based off of the word, and it sounds like they want to get it into the game. It's just how they're going to fit it in there with the way the end game goes. See, I can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good translation.
So I'll keep going with our stuff. For example, I know people love the idea of a tournament system in game. Yeah, and it's something that, obviously you have different ways to do tournament systems. Sometimes you have the one-off each season. Sometimes you can do it like, other games. I know Gavin's, it would be cool to me. I mentioned other games, like Rocket League system where they kind of do more of like a daily one and things like that. So it's like, is there a world where, you're looking into that? Is this something that could be in the game later?
Something we're talking about. It's not one of those things where I'd say like, oh, there's no possibility of that coming to the game, Okay. And it's really interesting because like when we talk about our game internally, we used to have this gradient of like how competitive to casual is our game, and we put other games up there, but I don't think that that's really like the right gradient anymore because I think that you can make a game that feels less serious or less balanced and more fun, but still give it a bunch of competitive features at the same time, like a competitive system and stuff like that. So it is like a more complicated topic. And we are actually talking about that a lot right now, where it's like, hey, we do want our game to feel like it's a competitive game. Does that mean we actually need more competitive features in the game to do that? Or does that mean that it's more about like the serious, like how serious people have to take each and every match? And I feel like we're kind of like shifting a little bit of like, we maybe don't want you to take every match quite as seriously. We do want there to be some moments that are just about fun and feeling overpowered with your hero. Okay. So maybe that means in order for the game to be viewed as competitive, we actually have to be adding more competitive features into it, which is what.
But you can still keep it super fun and casual and have that there.
You could totally do that. Yes.
That's cool. I guess I'm having a blast with this. This has been great. I just Megan's probably losing it right now.
I think I can answer one more because I have a 1:00 meeting that I have to go to.
Oh, one more. Oh no. I can't put. I'm going to let you choose a question because if I put the pressure on me, I'm going to be wrong no matter what I go with. So.
Oh my God. Okay.
Good luck.
Look at this. I'm taking my glasses off now. I feel so old doing this. What was that about? No, I'm not going to answer. PvE modes. Anything to combat against targeted hero bands.
Now you're just reading them.
No, yeah, I'm like trying to find like a good one that I can like talk about more. But they're going so.
Okay, I have
how many
one too.
People are watching these. This is going
A
so
lot of
fast.
people.
So people talk. Okay, there's something about Junkenstein's lab in there. Let's just go to that. Because I think that there's like a bigger topic with Junkenstein's lab, so that's like a good one to go to.
That's Stadium.
So Stadium has some of like what we did in Junkenstein's lab, and actually, people will kind of view Stadium as like the evolution of that, or like that on crack.
Yep.
But Junkenstein's lab was made to help support development work going forward for Stadium. So we wanted to be testing out a lot of those mods and abilities and picking systems and stuff. And actually, it was after Junkenstein's lab shipped that we did have like more randomness in Stadium initially, and now the mode is not random at all. It is a static that armory page, the shop where you buy everything in it. That's static. It's the same every game. And so we made that shift after Junkenstein's lab because it's like there just isn't enough depth in a system like that. And it also doesn't feel like maybe like as competitive for something. So like we really wanted to have a lot more depth in the system to do that.
Okay.
And so we do want to have another Junkenstein's. We do want to have another Halloween event next year. But what we're hoping to do with a lot of our events, and maybe people will be able to like start getting clues from some of it, is the same way that we did Junkenstein's and it turned into Stadium. We want to start looking at using those events to like be testing stuff.
So you can have some teasers in there technically.
For us, the community might be able to look at some of that stuff and kind of like piece together some of the other things that we're doing for the mode.
Okay. Can I fastball one other question too here? What's your thoughts on permanent battle passes? And once you get it, you have it, and then you can always level it up when you want. Because I never knew it really existed until I've, obviously recently. So it's, what's your thoughts on something like that?
It's not for the team. That's not like a big priority for us right now. It is something that I'm not going to lie, it's something we bat around and talk about. So it's not like we don't know they exist or something like that.
It's like, what are those?
It's really tough because like most people don't like it. There's a lot of different player types out there, right? And so I think the player type that wants that permanent one is like a vocal minority, of people that are going to be able to go back through and start working through all those battle passes. And so like maybe we swap to a system like that. The biggest thing that we've had to deal with for Overwatch is this is going to sound weird, but like we put a lot of time into the cosmetics we make. We think they're very polished. We think they're kind of like top tier, but what it means is we can't necessarily make as many of them as we think we need to like fully like have like the fullest set of offerings that we can on the commercial side, and it's kind of like constrained some of the decisions that we've been able to make. We've worked on our pipeline for the last 2 years. The team has gone like way over and above. So like over the course of the next few seasons, we're going to be able to be like putting a lot more out than we did previously. It even gets into things where people are asking like, well, hey, where's my next Zarya skin, right? Or something like that. Because we're not able to fully service every hero the way I think that we would want to. Okay. So like as we like really get that stuff online in the next couple months, it is going to allow us to start looking at some of our like sort of like revenue-based systems and maybe start making changes to those. So I can't like promise anything with any of those. And I know this is like very vague, but these are the sorts of conversations we get to have to where it's like, yes, like maybe later this year or early next year, we're able to start making bigger changes to some of those systems. But we've had a hard time like just
I didn't
kind of getting to where we're at right now.
Don't worry, I didn't give an easy one on that one.
Yeah, that was tough. I'm like, shoot.
I'll hit you with a hard one.
Thanks
Listen.
for the like. Oh, let me hit you with a fastball right at the end. You know, like who's your favorite hero?
That's my last dev interview. I'll see y'all later on that. Actually, you know, I know you have a meeting, but heroes. Do you like your current cadence?
What?
Current cadence.
It'd be great if we could
do more.
If we could increase it. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
But
I gave
who
you
knows?
one that will be a little bit better on that one. I'm not gonna add about creator codes and that stuff. That's fine. That's the way.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Go have a seriously. That was awesome though.
Cool. Okay. See ya.
See you, Aaron. Have a good day.
Yeah. You too.
Oh man. Was that flat screaming in the back? Of course it was. And see, the mouse was fine.
Yeah. That worked.
Perfect. Oh man. There we go.